Peptic, I'll pay you back with interest in coal, okay? Like, he'll burn a little bit of his fuel, but it's fine. It's for the greater good. This thing is really cool. There's a lot of storage, too. Alright, where's my stuff, huh? It's probably, like, right over here, right? Oh, God, he's still alive? Wait, he's wearing, like, a little snow hood. God, where's my stuff? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Wait, there's, like... there's, like, 6 zombies. Oh, Lord. Oh, wait, I see it. I think I saw the crafting pad. Yeah, here we go. Here's my stuff. Gosh. Okay. I'm trying to take him on. Wait, he's... What? Flow State MC? That's not me. Did I lose my name tag and then the zombie picked it up? Oh, wait. This is not... This is a terrible spot. I fell down a... Oh, no. Holy, bro. That was crazy. I thought I was done for sure. Well, how am I going to get out of here? I don't have any blocks. God, that was so bad, bro. I have 3 hearts and no blocks. Okay. Here we go. That was a little chaotic. Where's the rest of my stuff, though? I had tools. There's some rotten flesh. Unless, did they pick up my tools? Surely not, right? I had like 4 buckets on me. How did I lose all of that stuff? I got my sword back. But, man, that actually really sucks. I feel like it was right here, so if I can't... Oh, there's the elite mob again. I feel like if I can't find it, then I just kind of lost it, right? Oh, wait, no, here it is. Oh. Wait, what? My stuff really exploded. There's some over there, too. Okay, that's more like it. There's the iron. Here's the pork chops. Okay. I've recovered. Yeah, there's my name tag. I guess I dropped that when I died. It's funny, I didn't know that's how that worked. I do really need to just go mining, man. Like that cave that I fell into, there might be some iron in there. I just don't have enough. What is that man doing? Get out of Peptic's ship. Oh wait, I don't want to hit the ship though. Okay, I guess he's just gonna chill in there then. Unless, wait, can I fly? He's in the gunner's seat. Look at him. The zombie's in the little turret. Alright, well, hey, we'll just hold down the fort. Yeah, this cave right here, here's some iron. This could work. Some more skill points. These nodes here, plus 10% max health. That's really good. Let's get those. Alright, well, this cave didn't really go anywhere, but I got some stuff, so can't complain. I'm probably gonna have to dig my own mine shaft, though. It's gonna be hard to find a cave that goes really far down. How do I prioritize things? Like, I struggle with setting a time for stuff, and I feel like I'm only doing training or teaching instead of doing something, like, relaxing. Well, when your schedule doesn't allow for something, I mean, it's pretty hard to, like, change that. Like, it kind of is what it is if you're just, like, busy with work. Like, there's only so many hours in the day to do stuff. I don't know, I have the luxury of working from home, so I don't usually feel like I'm having to balance too much because there's just inherently more time available. But I mean, my girlfriend is back to work now, and so I can see how she just is so busy, and like the evenings feel so short, and the work is kind of like the complete priority, not because she wants it, but because it's just kind of necessary, and it kind of sucks. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is. Like, you can't really create more hours in the day. You just kind of have to like create a new reality for yourself, like get a different job if you can. Like, some jobs just take up so much time, and there's nothing you can really do about that. There's only so many hours in the day. Like, when I was in high school, I ran track and cross country every season, 5 AP classes, and like there just wasn't enough time for like other things, you know? I had my relationship with my girlfriend, I had school, I had like 10 hours a week of like a summer job, but like you can only do so much basically. And if you're like completely booked out with your schedule, there's no point beating yourself up of like, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, there's the wither. There's no point like worrying about like finding more time in the day to do stuff because it is simply not possible. But I feel it. Like I wish, my number one complaint is that I wish that there were more hours in the day. Or like I always say that life is too short, and that there's so much more that I want to do that I just simply can't, because like I can't, you know, dedicate myself completely to working out, lifting, and building muscle, making a ton of money, being there for my girlfriend as like a good partner, being there for my family, traveling, drawing maps, you know, making music. Like there's, you can only do so much, you know, and you have to just pick and choose and just accept the fact that certain things are going to be the priority and certain things just will fall by the wayside. And I absolutely have let fitness fall by the wayside for me in the last year, and I don't like that, but when bills gotta be paid, you know, when I have to go to grad school, and she's out now, but like that was a huge priority, so I was just focusing a lot on work. And now we're gonna change up our priorities, and we're gonna get back into the gym and start going to the gym together. But yeah, you just have to pick and choose what's important to you. That's all you can really do. God, bro, another wither? Jeez. Someone is farming on the SMP right now. But yeah, just don't worry about it too much. Just do what you can with the time that you've got, and there's no point worrying about what you can't control. Is this a mummy? Bro. I've never seen that before. Is that a village, by the way? Look at that. Bro, a third wither? Jeez. Yeah, there's a village down there. I could do some trading, maybe. Some tree chopping. I need more flint, though, to make Fletcher's... or the fletching table. I'll just stick to the farming area for now. Oh, hello. I personally feel like I'm just surviving and not living anymore because of how expensive everything is. Ain't that the truth, yeah. I think we can all relate to that. That's something that I was actually thinking about for a talk that I wanted to do. For the first time in like a long time the other day, I got like genuinely like anxious or depressed or just kind of like cynical about the state of the world, because I was on some sort of like rabbit hole on YouTube of watching videos about, you know, how private equity is buying up hundreds of thousands of homes in America, or how XYZ company or CEO is making like 50 million a year while the employees are making nothing, right? And I just was on like a rabbit hole of watching several videos like that, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, I feel like there's so many people that tell you like work hard and you're gonna make it and the American dream is alive, but it don't feel like that sometimes, you know? Like, it really feels like no matter how hard you try,
O Santos ainda está
everything is
na
just
segunda
not in the
divisão.
favor of the
Ou já
average
subiu.
person right now. And
Eu lembro-me
there's
que
just
eles
people that are
desceram.
just like the apex
Foi...
predators of the jungle, just
criou
waiting to
muita
just
revolta.
wring every drop they can
Mas já
out
está
of
na
you,
primeira outra vez.
and just like drain you of every
Pois eles
dollar
andam
they
agora
possibly can when it comes to like
num mau espaço.
inflation or tech CEOs or politicians, whatever it is. Like, I don't want to, you know, pretend at all that I'm not privileged. Like, I'm not gonna like, you know, poverty
Tá fácil,
cosplay
tá
here
tudo
and pretend
ilusionado.
that I'm like struggling like hell to pay
Não
my
tá
bills. Like, I'm
fácil.
not, but I still feel like
Pois.
I can relate to the sentiment
É
of being like,
parecido aqui com
wow, there are
a
people
equipa
out there
portuguesa
making
da minha terra.
what I'm gonna
É uma
make
equipa
in
assim,
a
tipo,
year
quase que lendária
in like a day.
daqui de
You know, like
Portugal.
that
Só
is
que
still true. Like, there's,
mal gerida.
you know, oil princes and like
E vai andando para cima e para
trillionaires
baixo. E agora
basically
está
out
na
there
terceira.
making like your annual salary per
divisão.
hour, and it's like, damn, that's a little demoralizing, you know? It's just hard to like
Tudo ilusionado.
accept that, you know,
Tenho
well,
pontas
what
de
I was
lança.
just talking about, honestly, of like, there's nothing you
Como é
can
que é
do about it
possível?
with your schedule, so just kind of make do with the best you can. But like, when it comes to paying your bills and groceries and just surviving, it's like, it's really hard to just be like, oh, well, you know, there's gonna be billionaires out there and you just kind of have to make it by. Like, that just, I don't know, man, it just sucks. It sucks to especially be like a Gen Z type of person, where I was born,
Vou rodar.
like I'm almost 24, I think. Kind of forgot how old I am.
E esse
Everyone's
vem
like,
de onde,
man,
esse
if I was
treinador?
only born in like 1980, when I could actually buy a home for a reasonable price, or if I was even born like 5 years ago, it is what it is, man. I mean, you can't like become a trillionaire overnight. Like, you do kind of have to just make do with your career, but like, I get it, man. It sucks to be a young person sometimes, financially at least. Especially when you think about, like, people are talking about taxes in chat right now. Like I had to pay a fat tax bill recently, but then there's people out there that don't pay any tax, you know, because they find like loopholes, or they pay themselves a $1 annual salary and they just take stock options, you know? It's just like, this system feels so broken, and I don't
Mas
know
esse
the answer to it.
Sampaoli
Other than
era
just, you know,
ex-treinador do
make
Santos?
a lot of money
Saiu e agora
and
querem
try
que
to
ele volte?
be
É?
your own business person or whatever,
Ou como
because
é que é?
I
Não estou a
used to
perceber.
have a job, a day job, and I was making almost no money from that. And, you know, I decided that I had to go out and start, you know, this channel and make
Sim.
money that way. But like,
É brasileiro?
it
Ou
feels
nome
like
italiano?
starting a career, a normal career,
Deve ser
that
do
is
Sul.
dead. It's just not the way to financial success anymore. Also, where are these two like elite mobs? There's like a husk and a spider somewhere around here. Where are they?
Apanhar com este
These
gajo.
health bars are up. They over here? Oh, good lord. Get out of here. I'm doing a talk
Foi
about life.
vice-campeão.
There's an
Epá.
ender spider. What on earth, bro? Oh, I'm kind of
Mas isso agora não
man.
quer dizer
Oh,
nada.
it's
Isso já
dying
foi
too.
há
Look
6
at
anos
that.
atrás.
Elite mobs do that
Agora
when you
deve ser
defeat them.
claramente uma equipa diferente.
silk touch one
Ele
too.
para meter o
Let's
Santos
go,
a jogar
bro.
como deve ser outra vez.
Perfect. But yeah,
Vai
you know
demorar
what I'm
bocado
saying?
ainda.
I don't know, bro. I know
Não
it
é
could
assim
be
da
so
noite
much
para o dia.
worse, and I want to emphasize that I am not,
Mas estou a torcer por eles.
you know, like uber
Não
struggling.
acompanho,
And I'm
mas
trying
se
to
o
like, pretend
Santos
that
conseguir
like,
ganhar,
oh, I get
ótimo.
how difficult it all is. It's like I know it could be worse. Like the video I was watching, one of them was like these people that live in kind of like a mobile home park, trailer park type of thing. They had like a private equity company come in and buy up their land, and now they have to rent the land to the people. And so even though they own their homes, they're gonna still be paying rent in perpetuity forever, basically. And they can like jack up the rent, and these are like fixed income retirees that can't just, you know, suddenly start paying $500 a month more
Yeah.
for no reason. And
Este jogo até vou meter isto mais
in
rápido.
that socioeconomic group, like, because a lot of people tend to do that, and they want to appear, you know, so humble and like, oh, I get it. I'm struggling so much. Like YouTubers, they try to do that, and it's weird. Like, or anyone tries to do that. Like, it's weird when people do that. Like, own up to the privilege that you have.
Por acaso não
And
conhecia.
when people talk about
Eu
the
também
rising
com o treinador
prices,
sou mau.
like it is
Depois
mainly
Marselha,
like
Sevilha,
the bottom
depois voltou ao
20%
Mengão.
earners, the people that are below the
Rennes
poverty
outra
line,
vez.
that are actually going to get
Mas tem
fucked by these policies. And if you're making like 70,
uma
80
lista
grand
de
as like an
clubes bem
office
boa.
worker, like it's not that
Universidade de
bad.
Chile,
You're
a
not going to
seleção
be
do
in
Chile,
that
Argentina.
bucket. But I am saying that I can at least like
Chile
somewhat
parece-me ser bom
relate
treinador.
to the sentiment that things are more expensive. Like I feel like it's really hard to buy a home, no matter who you are, really. Like you have to be so
Sim,
wealthy
sim,
now
estou a ver
to
agora.
buy a home
Isso é
in a
preciso ser bom
reasonable
treinador para ser
time.
chamado para essas
And
seleções.
that pretty much doesn't matter if you're making 20 grand a year or
Possa ser que ele
200
mude
grand a
aquilo
year.
tudo
Like
lá no
it's
Santos.
still pretty tough to buy a home.
Que
Even
bem
at
é
that
preciso.
income level. My friends go out partying a lot, but I personally can't do that. I need to pay my rent. Yeah, like that's another thing actually kind of in that conversation. I've
Só
been on a
amarelos.
financial audit kick as well. You guys
Maravilha.
know that show from Caleb Hammer on YouTube where he brings people on and talks about their finances, and so many people on the show have spending problems, and they're like spending $1,000 to go to Disney World every quarter, and it's just like, what are you doing, bro? I really admire people
6, 10.
and
Eu não
wish
posso
that it
deixar
was more
gajo a jogar
common
com
that
6,
people
10.
didn't have these asinine spending habits, and that people were actually responsible with their money, you know? Like I do pretty well for myself, but I also don't spend hardly
Sul-Americana?
anything other than, you know, rent and
Não,
you
eu,
know, I
pelos
get
vistos, é bom
mortgaged out
treinador
my
então.
furniture and stuff, but like I don't really spend money on anything leisure wise, so I keep like a ton of my income,
Pois.
and it's like it's not that hard to not blow
O Neymar ainda lá está no
$2,000
Santos
at
agora.
Disney World, you know,
Ou já saiu?
or to spend
Eu acho que ainda lá está, não
you
está?
know $500 a month on Labubus. It's not that hard, but for whatever reason, it is for some people, and you just gotta get your priorities straight, man. Like, do you want to be spending money on bobblehead trinkets and, you know, anime girl posters, or do you want to be able to pay your bills?
Sim, eu até me lembro. Eu lembro de ver o Santos do
It's just
Neymar
crazy
na
how
altura, claro.
a
Não este.
pretty good chunk of people have a
Lembro-me de
really
ver a
bad
final
problem with spending.
do Mundial de Clubes contra o
And I
Barcelona.
get it, everyone's got their own vice.
E ele ainda
but
estava no Santos
still,
e destruiu
it's
aquilo
just-
tudo.
Oh, is this the Elite Husk? Oh no, a different one.
Ele era
I don't know,
muito
man. It's
muito
whoa,
bom.
what the fuck? Oh, I'm a pro. What the? He launched me in the air, bro. What on earth? Get out of here. Yeah.
Pois é, não é nada mau.
I got flung
Pensei
in
que
the
fosse
air.
levar mais.
There we go. What did he drop? I'm kinda low.
Parece
Oh,
mentira
I'm
mesmo.
out of food.
É verdade.
Am I gonna die?
Eu até vi
For
uma.
God's sakes.
Não sei se era
I'm
uma
just trying to
conspiração
talk about life, bro.
que
Oh,
ele
now I
só
really
queria
have to
era.
go in there.
Estava a
I'm
reclamar
up
com
to
toda a gente que ele
10
queria era
keys.
levar
Oh,
cartões
what was I
e
saying?
queria
We're
sair
talking
do
about
campo e não
money,
sei o quê.
pay my bills, my electric,
E
my
quando
water,
se vê
every month I'm done.
os vídeos,
Yeah, man,
parece
that's
mesmo que é verdade.
brutal.
Que ele está
That
sempre a
really
reclamar
is.
com toda a gente.
Like, I'm sorry for anyone that like actually lives paycheck to paycheck, because I feel like that term is definitely inflated, and people talk about like 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck,
3.
but it's like 80% of Americans probably could be doing better than they are. They're just spending, you know, $400 a month on steakhouses and vacations and Netflix and things that they don't technically need. Like, you don't need to be buying all these other things, but if you're like truly living paycheck to paycheck, where you have to pay your bills and there's nothing left, that's brutal, man. Yeah, it is interesting to think about how your goals are always focused on whatever the next thing is, because I felt like when I finished, when we got my girlfriend through grad school,
Mas ganharam
I
esse
paid
jogo,
for the
não?
tuition, I was like, okay, now I can breathe. Now we can relax. We can just accrue money. you know, the big bills for now are taken care of, but I don't honestly feel like any of that financial dread has left my body at all. Like, if anything, I'm just like, okay, now what? Now I want to be able to pay for a home, and I want to save up for that, and that's much more money than we spent on school. So, like, that's a big goal to work towards. Maybe I'm just, like, really goal-oriented, and the people that have spending problems just don't really think about bills as much. I'm just like, well, live while you're young, you know? Because a lot of people think that way. But I'm always thinking about what is the next thing I can work on. Bro, is this on my player head? The disrespect. That's crazy. Oh, God, he's got my sword, too. Get out of here. Let me be. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Right, let me get out while I can. Wait, if I bleed to death in the sky...
Mirassol. Quem é que é o melhor jogador ali aqui do Mirassol?
It's nighttime now, so it's gonna be hard to find it. I think I was in the plane when I died. Oh, bro. Let me just get what I can and get out of here. Okay. Get out of here. Alright, I think I lost my iron, unfortunately. I'm just gonna go in the mines. I can't be out there right now. Hope I can make it back before I bleed.
Ok, Jorge lá, pois é. E o Balassi está no Cruzeiro.
Yay. Whatever. Back in my base.
O Gabriel Barbosa está no Cruzeiro.
That's gonna be much more chill. We can keep talking about this stuff. Oh. Get out of here.
Não fazia ideia.
That sucks. I lost all my
Pensava que ele estivesse ainda no Flamengo.
Did I leave anything in the furnace, maybe? Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't know why people still think that, like, 24, like, if you're in your 20s, you're a child. Like, you're
estreante e está em quinto.
Like one, or you should be treated like one. I don't know if people are, like, surprised whenever...
Está-lhe a dar imenso. E o Bragantino perde há 4 jogos seguidos.
Like, if you treat people like an adult, then they will be more likely to act like an adult. People kind of, like, infantilize themselves, and they're like, oh, I'm absolved of responsibility. I can't, you know, I'm just a 22-year-old. I don't know what I'm doing. But, like, take some responsibility, bro. Just act like an adult. Oh, I lost my diamond shovel, though, with the silk touch on it. That sucks. Oh, well, I'll always get another one. Not a big deal.
Eu vi aquele Reinildo.
Make some armor, too.
Mas também não conheço. Eu, por acaso, Liga Brasileira, não sou o maior fã.
Okay.
Nem o mais conhecedor.
Although I don't have fully food, though. That sucks. Oh, man. How am I gonna do this without food? Also, my plane is like
fez 7 golos.
Bro.
Nada mal.
It's at 50% health. Let's get that thing repaired. I feel like I have to go farming to get food to then go mining. I can't really go into the mines without that. And I've got armor now, so I can probably hold my own. Let's give it another try. Now that I've got armor. Okay. Got my iron sword. Here, let's get the sword fall ability. That'll help me with combat. You get like a sword that rains down sometimes when you attack. That'll be useful. Oh, I got a tool scrap. Yes, this is my first accessory. So this is kind of like just having unbreaking all the time. You have a little bit of a chance not to lose durability when you use your items, so I'll put that in my pocket. You can slowly upgrade them and get a better modifier. That one is not very good, but hey, it's better than nothing. I love getting those accessories. They're so cool. Are these T-blossoms?
Tá muito forte então, o Mirassol.
Oh yeah, they are. Cool. I want to know what you use this for. So the... Oh,
isso por acaso eu acho que acontece mais vezes do que menos. Clube vem da divisão anterior e como vem com essa força toda, faz aí umas boas prestações na primeira liga. Mas depois no segundo ano, vais ver, para o ano o Mirassol já não vai ser nada de jeito. É sempre assim.
Alright, well, this is probably a good amount of farmland for now. I've not really grown anything yet, though, so not really any closer to getting food. I could check out that village I saw. Maybe I'll find some food over there. I really just want to do like an extended mining trip, you know? It's going to take a long time till I have enough food for that. Yeah, here we are. Must be some chests around here, right? Here's one. Ooh, potatoes, no way. And a panda plushie. What does this look like? Just like a little teddy bear? That's kind of cool. Oh, this must be the wizard house. Yeah, for sure. This is cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of runes. I guess I'll take them. And then what is that building? Oh, Clarence. This must be also a wizard place? Yeah, definitely. There's a wizard robe top, excuse me. I think I'll take some of these bookcases with me for the enchantment setup down the road. Alright, well, not a lot of food here, but I did get some potatoes, so can't complain. Oh, there's a blacksmith, though. Hold on. Oh, okay. Apples are good. Alright, I think I've pretty much looted this place, so let's go back I guess, to the base and dig a mine shaft. That's what I've been trying to do. Oh shit. Yeah, I did pick up some item frames so we can do a little bit more categorizing. Oh wait, what? Oh, wrong barrel. Oh yeah, there are caves underneath my house. That could be a good place to start. Oh, who goes there? Okay, dealt with that fool. Oh, there's a mossy creeper. They're kind of cute. Oh, hello. Also, what is that? You see that? There's a lot of light out there. Here, I'm gonna use these bones I got from those skeletons to grow the wheat, because I am so low, dude. I need to get some hearts back before I do some proper mining. Alright, let's go do some farming. Man, I love this base so much. It's so cool. Alright, now let's get some wheat. There we go. There's a little bit of bread. Heal up some. Kind of debating switching back to creative real quick and doing like a farmhouse build, real, you know, like a simple something, not like as big as that house, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit like dingy out here and I want to make it look a little bit nicer with some paths. We could do that while the crops are growing. I'm gonna get the plane out of the way. Oh, I forgot this guy is in here. He's aiming the arrow turret at me. Wish I had a bow. Alright, there's all the stuff put away. Let's do a quick little something, not too elaborate. I'm just kind of feeling like building right now. I'm not gonna till any of this land, by the way. I'm gonna do that all survival. I'm just gonna get like a little pathway in and then put a farmhouse up. Maybe a barn as well. Is there like trophies you can mount? Yeah, I can make it like super redneck in here.
Então trocaram um treinador e mesmo assim estão a atropelar toda a gente? Isso é raríssimo.
Alright, I think the farmhouse
is
done. So, here's the interior. We got a dining room. We got
Quer dizer que eles andam mesmo com vontade.
With plenty of mounted trophies. We got a kitchen, so I'll put all the crops that I harvest in here. A little study. And then up here is the bedroom. So, nice little house. Alright, so I want to do a little bit more farming here, or you know, building of farm items before I switch back to survival. I gotta build like a barn, do some more paths. I was thinking about doing like a dirt runway too, that'd be cool. So let's just do some paths first and then I will do a little bit more building. But I do have to make some good progress in survival, so we'll do it soon.
Mas o Curitiba agora está pior que o Mirassol, não está?
I think the runway could probably go this way. It's gotta be decently flat.
Estragou a carreira.
Or over here, actually. I'm not sure. Well, that might be fine, yeah. I guess the runway could also be like the one I built up there where it's kind of going off the cliff a little bit. I want to do diagonal again just because it looks pretty when I do that. But I can like go over here, kind of. That'd be cool. All right, that outline looks good. And we'll fill it in probably with coarse dirt. Like I want it to be kind of more like that airport in GTA 5 where it's like Trevor's airfield out in the country. It's kind of like dusty. But then this part could be wooden because it'll be like, you know, supported on stilts. And then I'll build a hangar, of course. I guess this actually should be a little bit further back. Or it could go straight this way and then the hangar's right there. That'd be cool. It's kind of like a curved runway. You would go straight and then turn and then go out. That works.
Mas ele trocou clube que subiu para a primeira divisão para da segunda. Porque o Curitiba tem dinheiro, é.
Fossils in it. It's cool. I want to get back to like my roots in Minecraft where I'm doing like basic, well, not basic, but like medieval builds, you know? I feel like I try a lot of wacky stuff like solar punk and, you know, building vehicles and stuff, but people just don't care. They just want like Minecraft castles, which is funny because I feel like people talk about like fatigue in the Minecraft building space and everyone's like, oh, everyone just builds the same old medieval spruce oak farm and they build their cow building and they build like a barn and it's all the same, but like that's what people like, man, you know? Like that just is what it is. People like to watch that kind of stuff. They don't care about sci-fi builds really. It just is what it is. I know, I do love making solar punk. Like I like to do stuff that's like no one else is really building that, but as a creator you kind of like put into a box where you have to build a certain way. You can do what you want, but you kind of have to stay in a certain lane half the time, which is fine. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I don't mind building medieval style builds. It's just like, is what it is. You can't like go too far out in the realm of super creative stuff. But I don't know though. I mean, people have made really interesting builds. Like there was one, this guy built like a Halo superstructure and it got like millions of views. Like if you can do it well, people will watch it. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. All right. Anyways, that's a nice texture. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, something like that. And then the hanger will go right there. And then I could build something down here too. I don't want to do too much building. I know this is supposed to be creative and survival, but I just really get in a trance with building. But I could build like the barn down here. I do need a clearly defined edge of the runway. Just like a little subtle edge. Because this is all going to be the same texture if I don't do that. Maybe like farmland? That's going to turn back into dirt though. What about dripstone? Just like a little bit here and there to tell you that this is where the runway starts and stops. That'll probably do. There's something you could have done differently in your career. What would you change, if anything? Oh, start YouTube sooner, dude. Start when I was in high school, man. Everyone always says that. You always wish you could start sooner. I started my channel when I was 20. But hey, a few extra years wouldn't have hurt, right? That's the only thing. Everything else has gone pretty much perfectly. Wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I started when I was 40. Like, it's not that big of a deal to start your career at 20 years old, but I don't know. Just part of me wishes I started a little bit sooner. Okay. Thorny weakness, undying, regenerating, toxic alchemist, stormy withering, enderman is nearby. Cool. I think everyone wishes that though, that they had more time. It's a normal thing to want. Yeah, I mean, it would have been better financially and like growth wise to start in 2020 because there was just more time. And I started in 2023. When I say more time, I mean more time of people being online, watching your content, because that's part of a huge reason why Dream blew up. Because I think he started pretty much around that time. Like, that had to have helped a ton, but yeah, it's what it is. Can't control the past, so no reason worrying. What the fuck is... No reason to worry about it. Well, anyways, I think that's pretty good. You can see a subtle edge as to where the runway will be, and then I'll obviously put some buildings on this platform so it doesn't look so plain. Let's build the hangar first. That'd be cool. What on earth? It's the middle of the day, my guy. Get out of here. Oh, it's an elite skeleton. I think I'm gonna probably use the same color palette as the farmhouse. Yeah, I used deep slate for the one up there, but I want to keep this consistent. Make these buildings look similar. I want this to be a little bit larger of a runway. Mine have been kind of small. This will be more like a double hangar. Something like that. I don't know. Like that looks fine, I guess. And I could put some stuff on the side, like barrels and whatnot. What is this man doing? He's invisible? Get out of here. You know, I might leave one half of this open, and it's like a door that's swung open, kind of. If I can pull off that look like that, but then we do like a little diagonal in there. Would that be cool? Because if it's 5 blocks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do, yeah. I think this one I'll make a little bit different for the skylight. We'll do like solid blocks in the center. That way I can have lanterns in the middle, because it's made it hard to light up the area when it's all window. You can't really hang lanterns from that. Oh, I totally forgot to do this part. Oops, I gotta build some supports. Alright, well that looks pretty cool. That looks supported enough. Let me do a test with the plane. I think I left it... Yeah, there it is. And we can see if I built it large enough. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Alright, coming in for a landing. Yeah, that's pretty much just wide enough. That looks good. And then we pull up to the hangar. Here we are. Okay, it's still actually pretty small, but that's fine. A little bit larger, I think. Alright, looks cool. That's a pretty good looking hangar. So I'm almost done. I think I just want to do a pathway that connects up to this. This also looks kind of silly, how it's just kind of like a giant square. It's going to have like some supports on the side, so it looks like it's kind of like erosion prevention kind of architecture. They wouldn't just like fall apart. And then maybe like a barn. Maybe not on this, but somewhere over here. Oh yeah, and do some lights. And oh yeah, fences too would be good. Do some lanterns and, well, I think torches are good for runway. Alright, that looks good. Spruce up the outside a little bit. So for this like retaining wall design, I wonder if I could do like palisade walls and then like a trapdoor type of thing. So it's kind of it just looks like it's a little bit supported, you know? Like those, I had mispronounced it in a very old build video. I pronounced it as a key. Or no, I said a quay wall, but it's pronounced key. But I did like something like that, like, you know, the, like coastal walls that some like piers will have, like a little sloped up thing. Just do something like that. I mean, it's spelled like quay, so I feel like my pronunciation was understandable. But everyone's like, it's pronounced key. Just sounds weird. Sounds wrong. And then we need a few different staircases on the side. Like this one I did here. There we go, something like that. Alright, there's some paths. I'm not going to finish them, I'll just have that kind of meandering out to nothing and I could expand it later. So we got the hangar. I guess I could just build the barn right here, couldn't I? I don't know what else I'm going to really put here. How are we doing? I like that shape. Looks barnish. I don't know how big it's going to be though in terms of fitting enough animals. Like I could do a pen here and then maybe a pen there, but maybe I just need cows. I don't really need like a ton of animals. Let's just do like a pen there. And then maybe one right here. Alright, I think the barn is done. So, the exterior is more or less the same. I'll give you a tour. We got a pen over here. We got a pen right there. And then we have a loft. So we have a nice little bedroom. There's a desk. I can sleep here if I'm farming down here. We got a balcony. Got these nice little railings. And then this leads to a storage room in the back for my crops. So I guess I also have my farmhouse. I didn't really think about the fact that I didn't really need 2 beds, but hey, it's fine. But yeah, so now I can fly here, I can land, I can get animals, and I've got a place to store my crops in one of the 2 buildings I built. So let's switch gears from the building. I've got actually a topic in mind I wanted to chat about. The one I did on stream earlier talking about money, that was a more informal one. This is an actually thought out, structured talk. I do this a lot on my channel. I got a topic in mind. I'm sure some of you guys probably feel this way from time to time, if not all the time, but I've just been sitting with this feeling lately of just feeling as though my identity and who I used to, how I define myself doesn't really line up with the current version of myself. You know, you don't feel like yourself like you used to, right? And not in some super dramatic existential crisis kind of way. It's just like, man, I used to be so into X hobby, or I used to be so consistent with this habit of mine. Like for me, it's going to the gym. I used to be so good about that, and that's just kind of fallen by the wayside the last year or so for different reasons. And you just have many different things coalesce, and then nowadays you're sitting with this version of yourself like, man, I almost don't even recognize who I am anymore. And there are days where I look myself in the mirror. It sounds dramatic, but like you just kind of introspect a little bit and you're like, man, I used to be so much better at these things, and now I just don't know where it all went wrong, right? It's kind of like if you're not careful, you can just move on autopilot through life, right? You don't really pay attention to the fact that, hey, it's been like a few weeks since I really went on a walk or like exercised, or it's been a while since I really caught up with my friends, right? And it's all just, it's very subtle, it's not like it's a huge crisis. I mean, it could be, I hope it's not for you, but for me, it's kind of like a weird feeling of like, man, I don't know the decisions that I've made. I don't know how they've led me to this place, right? It's like you've just been kind of drifting a little bit, right? I think we can all relate to that a little bit. Like when I think back to high school, or even college, and I just talked about this recently, so this might sound like I'm kind of harping on this again, but I just felt like when I had all of my friends around me, all my best friends, seeing everyone, having that structure in my life, I just felt like there was a clearer sense of who I was. And it was a lot easier to, not get so wrapped up in your head about who you are as a person and, where is life heading. It just felt so much simpler, right? And it's not that I had everything figured out, of course. I mean, what 17, 18-year-old knows what the hell they're doing with their life? Obviously not. But just the structure of what my life looked like made it easy to feel grounded. I had my routines, more so in like 2021. I went to the gym pretty much every single day with one of my best friends, and it just felt good to have that structure. It felt like I didn't really have a lot of reasons to question myself, right? I had the stuff that I was into. We were playing games a lot. Like I mentioned recently, I used to play Civ 5 with my friends all the time. That just had like a nice routine built into my day, or really my week. It just felt like there were moments of identity built into my day, without even really having to think about it. I didn't have to wonder, who am I, because life was just reinforcing it pretty much. But now, once you're out of school, it just obviously feels like that structure is gone. You don't really realize how much of your identity is built from being around those people and doing those same things until it's taken away. And now I feel like, in some ways, I have to rebuild who I am, or redefine who I am, because I'm not that person anymore. I don't have those circles, those social circles in the same way. I don't have the same habits, even though I want to. I'm going to start going to the gym with my girlfriend very soon, and that's going to be so good for me, I know. But, it's not like you can ever go back. You're just always going to be building off of future or past selves of yourself, and you're going to be turning that into a future version of yourself. You're never going to go backwards, hopefully. But again, no one is going to give you that blueprint. No one is going to tell you, yeah, start doing that habit and do this daily routine or whatever, and then you're going to be good and you're going to know who you are as a person. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So inevitably, you're going to wander a little bit. You're going to have to try new things and get rid of old habits that you used to do. You have to just be like, man, I need a clean slate because I don't know who the hell I am today, and we got to change something. Maybe you're like me and you've been thinking on it, and you're just having these moments where you wake up and you're like, man, I don't know what happened, but I want to change something. But then on top of that, there's just life. There's so many external pressures to be productive all the time. I think that's a huge part of why I sometimes don't know who I am as a person, because for whatever reason, I have just become so incredibly anxious and obsessed about my future, particularly my financial future. I just feel as though there are so many reasons to believe that it ain't getting any easier to be a young person financially, and that if you want any shot of getting a home or retiring, not being so concerned about your bills, I just feel like you have to be a little bit anxious about that, man, and it sucks. It's not like you can really coast through life anymore financially. I feel so much worry about the future of, partially because I've chosen a career like YouTube, where like I don't know if it's going to exist in 40 years, but I just feel sometimes as though, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to own a home. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put my kids through college. Like, I helped my girlfriend pay for grad school, but who knows if it's going to be triple or quadruple the price in 25 years when my kids are of college age. I don't have kids yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just don't know what it's all going to look like. And so the result of that is that I feel so much pressure to be productive. There's always got to be this idea, in my head at least, and I'm sure in some of your guys' heads, that if you're not working towards something, then you're wasting your time. And that if you aren't, grinding and you aren't working towards your business, or if you're not learning a new skill, then you're just falling behind, right? And I feel like the world, it just kind of hands you like this invisible checklist where you've got your career and money and goals. Maybe it's not just financial, maybe it's you've got some other goals like fitness goals, whatever. And if you're not hitting those goals and those milestones, then you're just gonna be left in the dust. But it's messed up, man, because it's like you can be busy and trying to catch up and to stay afloat in this system, and in doing so, you just kind of lose sight of what actually makes you feel like you. Like, the system is not designed to allow people to just rest and to introspect and to not be so goddamn concerned about how much money they're making. I'm not a particularly pro or anti-capitalist person or anything like that, but I do feel like it's pretty hard to not be concerned about the future, at least for me. I just feel that maybe I am imposing overly ambitious goals on myself. Like I've said before, I want to be mostly taken care of and retired, or whatever you want to call it, by the time I have kids, because I just want to focus on being a dad by then. I don't want to be focused on grinding for 10 hours a day working. I want to focus on that. And I know that's pretty ridiculous, and most people probably aren't trying to do that because it's just a ridiculous goal. But, I just feel like it's hard for me to not be concerned about that. And I just have stretches of time where I just feel like, I don't want to say I'm in like survival mode, because I'm not. I mean, I'm not like, borderline going homeless or anything. I don't want to be dramatic, but I do feel like my identity right now purely consists of waking up, working, maybe eat some food, cook, clean some dishes, maybe check my emails, edit videos, hang out with my girlfriend a little bit, and then go to bed. That's it. That's all I do. And I'm not saying that's a particularly bad lifestyle, and I know it could be worse, but I do feel like somewhere in the mix, it's like, am I doing what I want because it fulfills me, or because I feel like I have to do it? I think everyone probably asks them that question to themselves all the time. Like, am I really doing this because it makes me happy, or is it because this is out of sheer necessity based on my goals, or because I just simply have to not go homeless? It's kind of like I've outsourced my identity to my schedule. Like, my schedule dictates who I am and not the other way around. And I don't like that. And I think a lot of us are just quietly burning out, but no one really can admit that. Or maybe we can admit that, but it just feels like, what are you going to do about it? You still have to pay your bills. You still have a life to live. And if you, again, don't do something towards your goals, and if you are not concerned about that kind of thing, then you're viewed as like a loser, or you're not really putting in the effort and you're just being lazy, right? It's almost like you can't win, And again, I want to emphasize the point that I think a huge part of this identity loss, or, just questioning who you are as a person, does come from losing the social circles that used to define us. Because I think so much value and validation and identity does come from your friendships and your relationships. When you're a teenager, that's your whole personality. You've got your friends. You go to track practice after school. That's just what you do. Maybe you go to this specific classroom with these specific friends every single day at 11 a.m. because that's what you do. And your identity is just ingrained into that schedule. And maybe, again, it's like I'm saying that the schedule is defining who you are, but just, I don't know, back then it just felt like, yeah, that's just what I do. And it didn't feel bad. It felt like, maybe because I had friends around me and socializing, and you had people to talk to and laugh with, that it felt easier. But when your schedule today completely dictates your life and you're by yourself, or you're not really around people that you like, it's a lot easier to be like, why am I even doing this? Because back then you had a label and a title that you could belong to. You were someone's friend, or you were someone's teammate, or you were a student that your teacher liked you. Like, your teacher was like, man, you're doing a really great job in class. And it felt good to be validated like that, right? And it's a lot harder to get those moments nowadays, especially if you have a boss that just hates you, or you hate them, or you're not really getting that vibe from your coworkers, or maybe you're not seeing your parents as often, and your parents were ones to validate you. And you know what I mean? There's just so many ways where the things that used to confirm that you were doing a good job and that you were on the right path don't really exist anymore, or they're not as present in your life as they used to be. And when you graduate from high school or college, or when you move away to a new city, it's really not just the people that you lose. You're losing a part of yourself when that happens. And it sounds dramatic, but I think it really is the truth. And I wouldn't say that I personally feel this too much, but I do know people in my life where nowadays, even in the moments where they are around people that they love, like their family, you almost feel a little bit hollow, or just, I don't know, kind of sad about what life used to look like, because inevitably you're only going to be able to go on vacation with your family like maybe once a year now. And when everyone says, all right, that was a nice trip, goodbye, I'll see you later, it's like, man, that's sad. Like, I wish that could be all the time, because it feels like you're probably trying to, plug back into your old life. Like, I just want to be around my parents and my siblings and my friends more often, but I can't because life just isn't going that way right now. And in those limited moments Like when I go to my annual fire with my friends and we hang out, it's like I'm so grateful that I get to do that, but it's like, it's sad that that's the very few and far between moments where I actually get to experience that, you know? And I know it could be worse. I know some people have nothing, truly, and I'm very sorry for anyone that is in that position. But I think you guys can relate to this point of like, man, it's just kind of sad when you have small reminders of what life used to look like and knowing that it's never going to get back to that point. It's not that I don't appreciate the company at all. It's just that being around people isn't going to ever feel the same because I know that it is extremely rare and fleeting and hard to get now. Again, I did just speak about this with my talk about making friends as an adult and how difficult it is. But I think I wanted to go deeper on this because it really does impact your identity, because my identity used to look like, oh, I'm just around my mom all the time, or I'm around my best friends and my coaches, and it just felt easier. But nowadays, you have to find new ways to define yourself because those people don't really exist in your life anymore, or certainly not to the extent that they used to. But anyways, I don't want to be too much of a negative Nancy. I just feel like this is probably relatable to a lot of you guys. I don't think my perspective is unique on this. I'm just hopefully articulating it in a way that you can empathize with and understand and connect to. Because I just think it's easy to think that everyone else has it figured out and that you're the only one quietly spiraling about this kind of thing. It's not the case at all, dude. I really do think that we are all suffering from a lot of the same problems and identity issues, especially if you're in your 20s and you're trying to figure out, who am I, right? Everyone feels like this. It is not just you. And in some ways that can be a comforting thought. It doesn't necessarily make your situation any easier, but it does confirm like, hey, maybe I'm not the only one going through this right now. Because we're not ever taught how to maintain an identity or how to build an identity outside of school or friend groups or systems that gave us meaning, right? That's just not ever going to be in some sort of handbook. There's just many facets of life that have to be experienced by yourself, and you have to go through it and figure it out yourself. No one is going to be able to teach you how to do this. You might be able to talk to your parents on the phone and be like, yeah, I just don't really know what I'm doing with my life, but they're going to give you pretty vague advice probably. And maybe it'll be useful. Maybe talking to people is going to help, but I do think that you just kind of have to go through the trenches a little bit and just figure out, how am I going to do this? I think in a lot of ways, you know, I've been told by people that the 20s are some of the hardest decade. It's the hardest decade of your life because you don't know what to do. I feel like as you get older, there's probably new systems that are introduced into your life that give you meaning again. Like when you become a parent, that becomes your identity. You're just a mother or a father, and it's validating and gives you purpose. But you don't really have that in your 20s. Hopefully not. I don't want to become a dad anytime soon. And you know, you're just going to have to figure out what direction to take, and that's not always going to be easy. But I do want to end on a good note, because I do think there is some good news throughout all of this, in that I do think that you can find your identity again. You might have lost it a little bit, lost touch with yourself in the last couple of years, maybe you are out of college or whatever, but I think there are ways to get back to a version of yourself. It won't be the same, but I do think that you can create a new version through little things like picking up old hobbies, or, you know, for me, going back to the gym. I am so excited for that, dude. I am going to completely rebuild my physique, and hopefully that'll give me more confidence again. And that is just going to be such a positive influence in my life. I know it will be. But it's not going to be a straight line. You know, it's not going to be some sort of, you know, handbook you can follow again. But it's just going to take some time, you know? It's not that feeling of being you is gone forever. You're just going to have to figure out how to create a new version of yourself that you like. But I think you get what I'm saying at this point. I think I have articulated these thoughts how I want to. So I hope you found that helpful. Now let's get back to building. I'm excited to be back in survival. I love both game modes so much, man. I really do. I love to do both building and grinding. All right, let's do it. No, my FICO score decreased. Not my credit score. Been maxing out my credit cards too many times on anime content. Let me know what? Oh, there's that sword fall ability going to work. This is easy. Yeah. Oh, we dropped the diamond sword. No way. And it's got Bane of Arthropods 3. That's not too bad. I prefer Smite, but hey, that's a great find. Every time you defeat an elite mob, they drop a diamond tool, I'm pretty sure. That's really good. Oh, I guess I never did actually get any food. That was the whole point of this farming operation. Let me go check if the wheat is done before I go any further down. So I'm gonna need that. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a good amount of wheat. Turn this into bread. So I can also eat some tea blossoms. Still don't really know what this is used for. Green tea leaf block. Art of drying. Oh, do you dry it out? Maybe I'll leave this out to dry. I guess while I'm here, I'll drop off some items. Might as well. Although most of this is like block material that I should probably put in the barn. I don't know. I didn't really build a shed though. Like a standard storage shed. Maybe I should have done that. Oh well. Anyways, I've got a good amount of bread now, so that should tie me over for my trip. Alright, well that cave had good promise. Let me go back down there. Oh, hello. Trash. What's that light? Oh, that's for
Nébia, mano, eu não faço save on night. Eu gosto de fazer a minha cena ao meu ritmo. Obrigado na mesma.
I can't really get anywhere with these surface caves. Oh, here's the
Agora estou a tentar fazer com que esta equipa ganhe Champions.
Look at that. I love just
Não é
seeing these
fácil.
builds pop up and the fact that I get to use them in survival. It's so cool. Alright, well, let's go back down. I want to find more zombies, man. I've only got 2 rotten flesh, and I want to cook that up into leather. I need 6 more for my first backpack. So I hope I find some. What is that? Oh, it's a skeleton, that's what. Die, critter. This sword is really nice, man. So good that dropped. Damn, this thing's got some reach on it. These cobwebs are kind of cool. They slow you down when you walk on them. Once again, though, man, I'm still so close to the surface. It's because I'm so high up in the mountains. After I clear out this cave, I'm going to go straight down, pretty much. Okay, so I found a ravine. That's not a bad start. I want to find some zombies. Oh, I heard something. Where is it? Let's get philosophical. Alright, what do you guys want to talk about? Do I think imposter syndrome is just at the core of the human being, or just some people have it? I feel like, honestly, it is kind of like a personality trait more than like a universal truth, because I feel like there have been instances where I should have had more imposter syndrome than I did, and I was just like, screw it, I'll figure it out. Like when I went to college, or when I started my first job, like I was just like, I'll just figure it out, you know? Like you just kind of have to have that level of tenacity and to not get scared when you start something new. Whereas some people are so much more anxious. I do think it is kind of a personality thing, but you guys might think differently. Like some people are definitely more naturally anxious, there's no doubt about that. I don't think it's not like it's created equal in everyone. Like I'm sure if I suddenly inherited a ton of money, or I wasn't used to handling that much stress, I would probably be like, I have no idea what to do. Like, I need to talk to like a lawyer or an accountant, and like, there's things that can happen in your life where like, I am just not prepared for this. That's definitely true. But and with everyday life, I don't think everyone is doomed to have imposter syndrome, definitely. Which may or may not be a comforting thought if you find that you always have imposter syndrome, because you're like, well, maybe I'm just always going to be like, I think that could be somewhat of the truth. Like, you are just kind of like anxious more often than other people, but is what it is. How do you cope with divorce? My parents divorced when I was in 6th grade and I'm still upset. What did you do? I feel like I'm still honestly unraveling the effects of that on me today, being almost 24. Like, I think I honestly thought that when I was younger, it didn't affect me that much. And the older I get and the more I think about it, I'm like, no, that actually sucked. And I always think about what could have been if that didn't happen, you know? But I always say never live in the past. And certainly don't worry about things that you can't control. Like, you didn't make them get divorced, so it's not your fault. I more just get upset about the fact that, like, I didn't get to have, like, a united family kind of thing. Yeah, like, I never really was able to have that after you know, like in the middle of my childhood, which kind of sucked, but I wouldn't say I like did anything in particular to get through it. I just kind of accepted it. Yeah, divorce is a tough one. Something I definitely want to avoid when I get married to my girlfriend. Like, that's just not on the table. I think people want a get out strategy more quickly than they used to. It's more on the table for people than it used to be, which probably isn't a good thing. You can't throw in the towel too easily unless you're like absolutely confident that the relationship is just not working, which is a fine conclusion to come to, but you shouldn't take that kind of thing lightly. Ooh, there's some deep dark around, is there? Alright. It's like a water cave of some sort. Well, I don't have aqua affinity though, so maybe I will just try to mine. Do I have any thoughts on AI? Yeah, I like AI. I think it's useful. I did a talk about that recently, actually, and some people, they understandably get upset and they think that I'm a terrible person, that I like AI, but I don't really care. It's objectively useful for my line of work. I mean, people get so lazy when it comes to talking about AI. They put everything into one bucket, like, oh yeah, because I like to use ChatGPT and find it useful, I must also think that autonomous combat drones and collecting our data for more surveillance via AI is at all the same thing. Like, come on, bro. People gotta work on their critical thinking skills, because you can simultaneously like certain aspects of it and also find other aspects concerning and probably not a good idea. Probably do a dedicated talk on AI soon. There's a lot that I would want to talk about. It's a very wide issue, obviously, but I'll just save it for later. Ooh, what is this? Got some jade, some sapphire. That's cool. I think you can turn this into jewelry. Like this stuff. I can make a netherite sapphire necklace. That's cool. I'll hold on to this stuff. Oh, what? I did not just find the stronghold, did I? Oh, okay. It's just another labyrinth. I found these before. They're pretty cool. I'll explore this. Why not? Wait, there's a spider. It's kind of cool. It's like infested with skulk, too. Wow. You played yourself. Oh, so did I. Oh, a flame bow. I'll take that. Double flame bow. Alright, let's see what's out there. Oh. Oh. Okay, the warden better not spawn in here. Oh. Oh my god, I almost got knocked in there. Jeez. Did he come from up there? Coming out of the cracks. I gotta be careful in here. Oh, what was that? It's an elite zombie. Dude, this bow is ridiculous. What? Just one-shot that guy. What did he drop? A shovel? Okay. A silk touch shovel. Nice. There's zombies in here? Oh, wait. Is that a spawner? Oh, I can get leather that way. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is perfect. I'll just farm this up for a bit. Jeez. Oh, wait. I'm super low. Oh, God. I gotta be careful, dude. I don't want to have to eat this rotten flesh, but I might need to after that zombie. That man did so much damage. Yeah, that sucks. I have to do it, though. I don't want to die down here. It's useful, but where do you draw the line? Yeah, I mean, of course there's going to be use cases where AI is too much, like used for surveillance and that kind of thing, but like there's objectively useful ways that it makes my job easier. Oh wait, the healing potions, that's right. That's right. They were back here on the corner. Yeah, I think they were right there. Okay, yeah, here we go. Perfect. Helps a little bit. I don't want to spend my valuable rotten flesh. I need this for leather. Hopefully I can find some food down here too. Wait. Do you guys hear that? I hear a warden. Where is it? Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh! Time to go, time to go. I have too much useful stuff on me to die now, dude. I don't know where he was, though. He was, like, through the wall. And I got, like, sonic beamed. That's terrible. I have to eat this rotten flesh, though, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think AI should only be used to eliminate things that people don't want to do. You know, like, I don't want to have to edit. I don't want to have to, you know, like, clip shorts. Like, that's just tedious work that can be outsourced to AI, which frees me up to do things that I actually want to do. Alright, well I have to go back down for sure. I still hear the warden. I definitely got beamed through the wall though. Maybe I just cut my losses and get out of here and then come back with more food, because I just don't want to risk losing it all. I still hear that boss music. I'm just gonna get out of here. It sucks that I had to eat my rotten flesh, because now I can't make those into item frames, but is what it is. We can just store our stuff upstairs. Just put away all this crap for now. Guess I really do need to make a blacksmith area too. Neither of these builds came with a furnace setup. Although I think I had that back at my house. I could do that too. Alright, well, I got enough food to recover my health. I guess I could try to go back down. There's probably a lot of good loot in that labyrinth. I do want to explore it, but that warden down there doesn't bode well. Where's my entrance? Like right about here? Here it is. There's like a double cave. That's cool. Like a second level below it. Sounds like that warden is still pretty angry. Alright, let's just go this way. Do I dare go back in? I got attacked from like right there last time. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do a little drop ladder. Okay, get out of here. He's right below the ladder. That's crazy. He's just taunting me. I want to get all that loot. There's got to be some incredible loot in that city. Ooh, no way. Okay. What? It's a lost cause? No, it ain't. I'm gonna do this, don't worry. It's gonna go farther away where he can't sniff me out. I feel like I'm below the city now. Where is it? I'm so confused. There it is. I don't see him anywhere. I hear him though. Oh, there's my ladder. Okay. I know where I am. Alright, I'm going in. Alright. Ooh. This is tense. It looks like someone probably came through here and mined out a bunch of skulk, right? I think that's what this is looking like. There must be some chests, though. There's a couple chests right there. Okay. There's a shrieker, though. Oh! Alright. Oh, God, there's another shrieker right there. Okay, that was bad. I gotta be more careful than that. There's a geode here. That's cool. There's a candle over there. There's gotta be some chests around here. Ooh, there's one. This is the portal, so this must be the center of the city. God, this place is massive, man. Ooh, there's one. Okay, let's try to get to that. That looks easy enough. God, it's right there. Ooh. Oh, no. It's an elite warden? It's an elite. That's nuts, bro. Okay, I'm out. I'm going somewhere else. That's ridiculous. Normal wardens are hard enough. He's not chasing me, is he? I think we're fine. Oh, my game crashed. Take a deep breath. Going back in. What the fuck, man? Are you serious? I log back in, and this is what I get? Oh, for God's sakes, I lost all my stuff. No, bro. I had so much iron on me, and, like, diamonds, too, I found. I mean, there's no way I'm getting back to that. Like, there's actually no shot. I was deep into the ancient city. Well, hey, that's what you get for living on the edge like an adventurer, right? Yeah, it didn't even give me a chance, though. That's the hilarious part. I crashed, and I just had a hunch, like, man, when I log back in, I am probably gonna have gotten zapped by that laser beam thing. That's so cheap, though. My character wasn't even online, and it got me before I even got back in the game. That's ridiculous. I mean, I didn't have, like, absurdly useful stuff, but I had, like, a lot of iron and coal. Probably, like, 6 stacks of coal. Oh, I could also actually switch back to creative mode and build a little something, because I was talking about building, like, a bigger storage shed. And then I also could build a couple of spots for some villagers, and then I bring them back myself. That'd be cool. Alright, let's do it. Let's do a little bit of building. I need something relaxing. This is why I love this game mode, man. I can switch back between the two, because after doing that, I just want to do something chill. Alright, let's build a storage shed on the runway area, and then we'll build some little villager huts. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can always get that stuff back. It's probably a good size, right? Looks good. I'm actually glad I left a lot of space here so I can put some more buildings. Alright, there's the floor. This is where all my chests will go, and then over here will be furnaces. There's a blackstone blast furnace. Ah, it's too dark. Basalt furnace. It's kind of cool. Oh, what's up, gamers?
Hello, hello.
You like the progress?
Yeah, I just got over here and said, oh my god, he has made a lot of progress.
And I've already used the, I'll just give you a tour. We got hangar right here. Obviously, a nice big hangar. You've seen this design a lot, I'm sure. We've got a barn, a couple of spots for animals,
Nice.
loft bedroom.
Oh, you have a bedroom here too?
Yeah, 2 different beds. Storage for when I harvest my meat, whenever I get cows. And did you see the farmhouse too?
Was this here when I picked up my airship that you stole?
Stole, that's a strong word. Borrow is a preferred term.
Okay, well, yeah. Preferred, I guess.
Yeah, this is the main home. So we got a porch, got a living room, the kitchen,
Oh, wait, this is so nice.
dining table. Yeah, there's a sofa, there's a desk, and then another loft bedroom up here.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the reason I'd had to do this was because, yeah. These bubbles? Oh, that's so fun.
Wait, what are those?
There's bubbles. Look,
Wait, how do you spawn so large?
you can pop them. Oh, what?
Oh no.
Wait, this is the first time I've seen it on that server. Yeah, destroy them. God, they don't even stand a chance. Jesus. This is wave defense. Wait, what? Oh, there it goes.
Giant. Yeah.
And it was over like that. Alright, I think the workshop is pretty much done. Jesus. Let me give you a tour. So we got some wagons out front, right? We have a pretty open to the air workshop. We got anvils and furnaces and lots of storage. This is where all of my ore, I guess, can go, right? Here is the forge. Here is lots and lots of storage, should I need it. And then upstairs is kind of like a double bedroom. So we got like kind of a, you know, mining contractor. They like sleep on the floor here, like maybe some villagers can sleep here. And then my room, the foreman's room, is where I'll sleep. So I now have 3 different beds in just the farming village, but that's fine. So I still got some room to decorate. I could put some item frames up here for some of my favorite items, perhaps. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Oh, and there also is a balcony right here. So yeah, pretty good addition. I like it. I guess one more thing I do want to do before I switch back to survival is to build a more aesthetic mine shaft. I talked about doing that, so let's just do that real quick. They won't take very long at all. Alright, that'll do. Just like a simple little cave and some semblance of a railway in there. It's just for aesthetics, really. This will go down. I won't dig it all out. I have to obviously do that in survival, but there we go. So I think I could probably confidently switch back to survival now. I mean, I did lose all of my stuff earlier, so that is definitely going to be a bit of a struggle starting from scratch, but I think I am ready to do it. I swear to God, bro, I'm going to make some good progress now. I need to lock in. Really been doing nothing but building and talking and dying for the whole video. This is ridiculous. Actually starting from complete scratch. Man, look at the operation from up here, man. I've built a lot. Honestly, a little too much. The balance has not been skewed, or it's been skewed too much towards creative, I think. I really want to like focus on getting diamonds and really progress during this phase of survival. I guess I could take some of this wheat actually and go find some cows because I've got the barn built now. And also, what is all this stuff? So much loot from the undead army. I think there were cows just over the hill actually, and I can take them and bring them back to the barn because that's going to be a much better food source than trying to rely on this bread. Oh wait, there's sweet berries here too. I mean, this is a pretty trash food source, but hey, it's renewable. I'll take these. Just make sure just to pick them though, so in case anyone else finds them in the world, I don't want to take them all for myself. Yeah, I think the cows were like just up here, pretty sure. I feel like I definitely saw some. Also, I totally forgot about the house that I built on top of the mountain. I don't want to forget about that. I've just been focusing a lot on the farming area down here. There's sheep right there. I think that's a cow. I mean, sheep are fine too. I don't need cows. Although, you know, there's a couple up there. Yeah, there they are. Come along. Come with me. Oh, wait, what on earth? Wait, he's faster than the cows. He's gonna get in the way. There we go. Alright, let's resume. Where's that cow going? Come back here. Oh wait, there's a snake right there. Oh, I have a bad history with snakes. Although I don't want to go down the cliff. Okay. We've got an impasse. An immovable object right there. Alright, let's put the cows maybe in this pen. This is the nicer one. It's got food and water. And you get... There we go. Now I got a renewable food source. Perfect. Alchemist Speedster Enderman. That sounds lovely. Is that like a super fast Enderman? What a joy. Nothing my tin hat can't stop, right? I don't know why I spent my iron on that. I'm not that wealthy yet, so I should have probably used it on tools. Oh, he's already angry. Oh, wait. Or no, he isn't. He's just really fast. Oh my god, bro. That's terrifying. Oh my god. Making my heart jump out of my chest. Oh, there's two skeletons over there. Oh, golly. What on earth? Run away. Where's the iron in this cave, man? It's been sparse. Oh wait, we have copper tools now. I forgot about that. That was a part of the recent end update on the server. So I can smelt this into bars and then... I think this is supposed to be like a middle ground between stone and iron, which might not be bad. I would do that. I can make like copper armor too. There we go. My armor matches the environment too. That's cool. I'll be curious to see how this fares, whether it's pretty good or not. We'll see. Oh, what? Oh, I dug into my house. Alright, well I put away all of my stuff in the shed, and I actually have another topic in mind. I want to do another talk. So, let's go do a little mining trip, chat about life. Alright, I've got another topic here. This one might be a little bit similar, but I think there's something interesting in here about how everything feels just more temporary now. I've just been sitting with this feeling, again, about, you know, how friendships change and all of this. Just in that everything feels like it's just not going to last. You know, nothing's going to stick. Friendships and jobs and routines, hobbies, whatever. Everything just feels like it's kind of on a timer and that you're just waiting for it to end and the next thing to start. I remember when I was in college, I got clowned on so hard, dude, for having, I think, literally one poster in my entire dorm room, like a tiny little thing that I stuck up on the wall, like some little mountain picture, and everything else was just like bare, you know, tile wall or like brick wall, whatever it was. And it just looked so depressing, you know, and people were like, why don't you want to decorate, man? Like, why? This feels so sterile and cold. And I was like, I just feel like I'm in college. I'm not going to live in this dorm forever. Why would I ever want to become rooted in this room, you know? Because other people on my hall, they would have like, you know, the girls would have this like mandala tapestries that, you know, every single college girl has, or, you know, some of the guys, they have like those RGB gamer strip lighting things that you like strip on the wall. And I mean, it, like, to me, that stuff was tacky. But like other people just had a lot of decorations and they made it their home, at least for the time they were there. But I always just felt like, man, this is just, it's just temporary, you know? And maybe I've always been that way, but I don't remember life feeling like that all the time, you know? Like when I was a kid or even a teenager, just everything felt more permanent, you know? Like, this is my best friend, or this is what I'm going to do forever. Like, I'm going to go to this school. I'm not going to really think about the future. Like, this is just what I do right now. I go to the playground, or, you know, I go to Chick-fil-A with my friends Friday nights. I mentioned earlier, like, we play Civ 5 every Friday night, right? It just felt like it was never going to end. But now I'll meet someone new, or, you know, maybe, you know, I've just moved here, right, to a new apartment, and it feels like, okay, maybe I'm going to be here for a while, but then it just starts to feel like it slips away before I can even get comfortable, you know? I think a lot of this probably is the byproduct of having divorced parents, because I have just always felt like I'm a nomad in a way. Like I would have to go back and forth between houses throughout the week, like 3 days at one house, 4 days at the other, and go back and forth, living kind of out of a duffel bag. And I don't want to sound too dramatic, because I did have, you know, essentially 2 homes in the same town. I was able to have a dresser and, you know, I had a desk and a bed at each place. And it wasn't like I was, you know, living under a highway overpass. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't feel like that produced any sort of negative side effects when it comes to feeling grounded in certain places. I feel like I've developed this tendency to just think that, oh, well, it's temporary, you know, I'm gonna move again in 2 years. Like our last apartment we just lived in, it was just 2 years. And so we really didn't decorate it at all. We didn't feel like it was permanent in any way, and that we didn't particularly like the area, so why bother get comfortable, you know? And, you know, I know why I get that way, but I think that living in that mindset, you're just kind of always going to be on edge, and you're never going to get that comfortable. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think a big part of all of this is just that it's very hard, at least nowadays, to hold on to people. You know, when you meet someone cool, like I met a guy at a gym, you know, like a year ago, and we started to like lift together, and it was kind of cool, like a gym buddy, right? And you click with them for a while, but then inevitably life is going to kick in. You know, they get a job, or you, like I just suddenly stopped lifting with that guy. We just like, I don't know, drifted apart somehow. Maybe someone moves away, their schedule changes, right? And you just kind of stop talking. Not because you did something wrong, but that's just kind of how things go. I really liked lifting with that guy. You know, we kind of had a nice personality, chemistry, and it was cool, but things just kind of happen. And I think because it's harder to make friends as an adult, and that you don't always know if it's going to last, it's just a lot easier to let things go and to let things drift. And that's part of what makes things feel temporary, because things don't have stakes like they used to. I'm not concerned about losing my best friends from high school or falling out of contact with them because the stakes are so high. It's like, how could I ever let that go, you know? But nowadays, when you can more easily, maybe with dating, you don't have to be so committed to someone. Like, oh, well, you know, we can talk for like a week or two, but hey, I might ghost you later, right? But it's just kind of how life goes, because the older that you get, the more experiences that you develop, the less likely you are to hold on to one particular experience. And I wouldn't say that I've had too many friendships that meant a ton to me that have faded away, but it does happen. You know, I had a really, like a true best friend throughout elementary school and part of middle school, but then suddenly we just kind of stopped talking. We fell into different social circles, and I remember it being almost awkward to see each other in walking through the hallways in high school. Like, hey, you know, like we used to be friends, but now we're not. And that's a weird feeling. And you just kind of realize, like, damn, I haven't talked to that person in forever. And it's sometimes hard to not take it personally. Like I didn't feel too distraught about falling out of contact with that person, but I know some people do feel really hurt by that kind of thing, or that they felt like something was wrong with them, and that this relationship that had felt so permanent suddenly became not temporary, but you know what I mean? Like it just kind of fell apart. And it's like, even if you understand why you drifted apart, because maybe your maturity levels differed, or you just had different interests and you made different friends, it still kind of sucks. And I think what is going to happen, and I'm sure you already feel this, is that when you have all of these things kind of fall apart, you become more guarded, and you become scared to really invest your time into anything or anyone. It's a lot harder to know whether or not this relationship or friendship that is new to me is actually going to last, and that whether or not I should put my time into it, because it might just be like every other relationship I've had in the last few years where it just kind of fell apart. I think a lot of us probably feel jaded or guarded, and that you don't want to get too close to someone, or you know, to get too excited about a certain location that you're living in, because it's like, why bother? What's the point of caring deeply about something if you know that it's just going to go away in a year or two? And for me, that perfectly describes my relationship to a lot of the places that I have lived in the last few years. I don't really concern myself too much with people when it comes to this topic, but absolutely when it comes to living arrangements. And I have always felt like, why bother decorate? Why bother get comfortable in a certain place? Because I just know that it's just going to get ripped away from me in a few years, or I'm just going to leave and it's not going to be permanent. But I don't think it's all bad, because in this new apartment that we're living in, me and my girlfriend, you know, she's out of school now, she's got a job, we've moved far away. This is the first time in a very long time that I have ever felt like I can truly get comfortable in a place, and I can decorate and be like, let's put the bed there, let's put the dresser over there, right? Let's have some thought about how we're gonna decorate this place to make it a home. I really haven't felt that feeling in a long time, man. Probably not since I lived in my childhood home before I left college. And it feels good, you know, it feels grounding to have some amount of permanence. And I know that we're not gonna live in this apartment forever, obviously not, but it still feels like, man, I can just kind of breathe and not live in such a nomadic, impermanent way of thinking. And I hope for your sake that you can find something that gives you that same sense of permanence, at least a little bit of it, because I feel like a lot of us, you probably feel like, oh, I'm going to start a new hobby and maybe I'm going to get back into Minecraft, right, for my 2-week phase, and you're going to inevitably drop it. You're going to just fall out of favor with that habit, and then that internal voice is going to come in of like, you always do this, you know, you always lose interest. It's not like it's your fault, but it's just kind of an inevitable way of thinking for a lot of us when you're not careful. And that, you know, you think, oh, maybe this will finally be the time that this is going to last and I'm going to stick with it. But maybe that's just what happens, you know, maybe it's just how the world around you is always changing. And so your expectations of your habits also change, where you kind of stop dreaming long term because, well, hell, everything else has been fragile, so why would I really care now? Why would I think this time would be any different? I do think that there's no way that you can't also talk about social media and the internet when it comes to this type of topic. Like, you have to connect the two, because everything moves so incredibly fast now when it comes to trends and content and news. It feels like there's always some big news story, and then a week later, everyone forgets it. And that surely has to have some amount of rewiring your brain to be like, oh, I don't think of things as permanent. I think of very fast-moving, easily fragile dynamics in the news or social media, right? That's got to have some sort of impact, right? Like, maybe you used to watch a particular creator on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and then suddenly they vanish. Or maybe they don't even vanish, but your interest in them wanes. And man, I hope I don't eat my words here when I say this, because I'm a creator. But, you know, your interest in certain things can change a lot, or someone could stop posting content, and then it just feels like, wow, I used to be so into this content over here from this person, and now it's like they didn't even exist, you know? There's totally people that I used to watch a lot as a kid. I used to watch this one channel. There's no way any of you guys are going to know it. It was called Make Me Bad 35, I think. And he used to make these dumb, like, goofy skits. And my friend and I, we used to watch them when we were like 10 years old. And I remember years ago watching a video from him where he was like, yeah, I'm kind of moving on from the channel. And it's just weird to think about, like, man, I used to watch that person, and that used to be a part of my identity. And that used to be kind of permanent in the moment. And now it's like it didn't even exist, you know? It's weird. It's really weird. And you can swipe through hundreds of people when it comes to dating apps. I mean, that is so impermanent. And you can forget every single one of those people. And it's like our brains are being trained to treat things as disposable. And that totally is going to leak into real life. You maybe stop texting people back. I feel like I've gotten kind of bad about texting people and following up. And maybe it takes me like a day to get back to someone, because I don't know, I feel less connected in a way. You're just always bouncing from one thing to another. Like, I got to worry about this thing and that thing, and everything is going to become more scatterbrained, you know? I feel like I have not yet gotten to the point where I stop finishing what I start. But in a way, I do feel like I have started several projects lately, like videos, and then I don't finish them. And it's not because I think I'm lazy or flaky. It's just that maybe it's just you've become overloaded, and that you've lost the ability to settle into anything. You feel like, oh man, everything is always moving, always temporary, so I just can't get invested in this project. And again, I'm not really going to give you an answer or a solution. I rarely do that. I'm just kind of talking out loud about how we're all feeling with this kind of thing. But I hope that this is relatable in some way, and not in like I'm not trying to be doom and gloom about this, but I don't know, man. I just want to talk about it, because I feel like a lot of us probably feel this way. When you're in your 20s, there's just like a weird guilt that we all feel like we should be doing these things. We should be building friendships and developing skills and building businesses and figuring out our path or whatever. But the truth is that it's just really hard. It is hard to be in your 20s. And if everything feels temporary to you right now, it's not your fault. You're not broken. You're just human. You're trying your best, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's all you really need, to just know that you're trying your best. Because you can't really fault yourself if you've put in all the effort and you really are giving it an honest crack and it's just still not working out. At least you know that you put in the effort, that you're trying to make things work out. And maybe the trick isn't to make things last forever. Maybe it's not productive to hope that you're going to live in the same house for 50 years. I used to have that goal, and I still kind of do. But hey, maybe it's not healthy to hope that everything's going to work out perfectly. But just try to be present while things are in the moment. While you are experiencing something good, and you know you're in the good old days right now, maybe just take a moment and think, okay, it's not going to last forever, but I'm going to enjoy it while it's here. I think you know what I'm saying here. I don't want to be on a soapbox too much, but I hope that was helpful. Now, let's get back to survival. All right, well, that was a pretty nice mining trip, man. I went down there with pretty much nothing, and I came back with full diamond. Look at that. I got pretty much all these diamond tools from the elite mobs that I've been fighting, so, you know, that's pretty convenient, right? But then I also crafted a bunch of armor and then re-rolled it, so I got a unique chest plate, which is pretty good. So, yeah, pretty pleased. That was a nice mining trip. Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do as part of that mining trip was get some obsidian, because I, for one, want to start enchanting my tools, but I also want to do the nether. I think I am pretty far into this sandbox journey so far. I think it might be a good time to do it. So I got like 20 obsidian, somewhere. Didn't really organize these chests too well, but yeah, here it is. Okay. Let's see, are there any books in here? I thought I might have, yeah, I've got some, but that's not going to be enough. I might actually have some as just decoration blocks in the farmhouse. I know I probably shouldn't be using the blocks that I built with in creative mode, but let me just see. Yeah, there's a few up there, but I don't want to like tear down this place, and also I want to get them legit, so I just wanted to see. But I think we could start enchanting soon, and then we can go to the nether. Let's work on the enchantment setup first, because I want to be a little bit more prepared. The nether is pretty tough with all the mods we've got. Actually, I don't even know where to put an enchantment table yet. I don't have like a spot designated. I gotta first get the bookcases. I think I could probably just use the leather that I've gotten from all the rotten flesh, and then I'll just find some paper. Like, I might be able to find some sugarcane down here. Actually, wait, let me use the biplane. That makes more sense. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough coal. Yeah, this is so cool. I gotta utilize this thing. Nice. That's so cool. Yeah, look, there's sugarcane right down there. That's fine. So, I mean, I could start a farm, but I also could just collect a bunch, couldn't I? I don't really need that much more paper, so might as well just take what I find. I won't chop the bottoms. I'll leave that in case other players want to find some, but yeah, there's plenty down here. Oh, wait, there's universal bone meal, right? Yeah. Okay, that works too. Yeah, here, let me just use the bone blocks that I got during that mining trip. I'll just bone meal the sugarcane. I think they were in here. Yeah, this will be so much bone meal. Yeah, that's plenty. You can bone meal sugarcane with the universal bone meal mod. That's how I'll do this. Oh god, making a bit of a mess. Wait, what? This is possible? That looks so silly. That's funny. Alright, I don't need to use all of this on this sugarcane. This should be enough right here. We could just like bone meal some wheat for the cows. God damn, I have so much. Oh wait, I should be using my potato beetle for double harvest. Alright, plenty. Read the chat. Bitch, make me. Look at all these weeds on my farm. Alright, look at all that greenery, dude. What an expansion. That bone meal really helped. Alright, well I got enough sugarcane, and I think I've got enough leather too from all the rotten flesh. I feel like I'm so quick with this armor on, by the way. It's got some speed buffs to it. Like the boots give me 10% speed, and I think something else does too. Yeah, the helmet. Leather. Where did I put the leather? I thought I had leather. Put it in a furnace? Oh, here we go. Oh, let me go feed the cows before I forget. There we go. I think for now I'm going to have to just make some really ugly, basic enchantment setup because I don't yet have a building for it. Unless I could, like, maybe find some space in the barn. Let me just see what my options are. There's a loft bedroom, but this is a 4x4 space, which doesn't really work. And then this is just kind of too cramped up here. What about in the storage shed? There might be room up here. That's also a 4x4 space. I mean, this could work. I would just have to get rid of the, like, chimney thing here, which, like, it looks really cool. I guess I could actually replace the tables with bookcases and then put the enchantment thing in the middle of the furnace, which could be kind of cool. Well, hold on. I gotta actually build the enchantment table first. Wait, I don't have enough diamonds. I only have one. I mean, I can get some more with my lucky rock that I got, where you get loot from just mining stone. Like, you get a chance for that. But, that sucks. I thought I had more. I think I spent them all on re-rolling my gear. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna go back in the mines right quick. Dude, I'm gonna fuck that creeper up. Oh! What the never mind. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't even think that thing was charged. I think that was just like an elite creeper. So yeah, honestly, just mining stone is a pretty quick way to do it. I just need 1 diamond. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I got it in a second. Okay, we're just going straight back up. Dude, he's still there, waiting menacingly. All right, let's show this guy a lesson. He can't just crown on me like that. All right, there's the table. Do some. Well, the door is right there though. Unless I could like pile them up like this, that could work. Like this, and then we'll put it in the center. Well, it just looks kind of dumb, but maybe it's fine. So that's level 22 right now. So we need a few more, maybe like a couple there. 26. Okay, there's level 30. Cool. No, protection 4, that's pretty good, but I almost want to get like a boot specific enchantment, like feather falling. Like nimble 3, that's pretty good. Cowardice, that's actually pretty good, right? When at full health, you receive the strength effect, yeah. Oh, I'm not level 30 anymore. Alright, well that's all the enchantments that I can do for now, but man, look how fast I am now. Yeah, that's really useful. Okay, well, let me just empty my stuff, and then I gotta just make a spot for the portal. I almost want to switch to creative to make it look pretty, but I don't know. Maybe I'll save the builds for a little bit later. I've been doing a lot of creative in this video. We'll sit on it. We'll sit on it. Now, I actually don't know if I have any flint. That is actually a problem. I've got the iron, but I don't know if we have any flint. There might be some down in the river. Let me go check. I'm assuming there's gravel down here. Is that some there? Yeah, there's some. How bad is my luck? Any day now, Grandpa. 30% chance? I somehow doubt that. What? How is this possible? Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, okay. Alright. That didn't happen. Don't worry about it. We don't talk about that. Okay, so where should the portal go? I feel like I often put it in the cave. You know, I build it in like caves like that. Oh wait, I do want to bring my plane with me though. The plane is a really good way to get around the nether because it's so, you know, varied in height. Let's make sure I bring this. Alright, there we go. Looks good. So I think I'm pretty much good to go. I don't have a bow, but I'll be okay. Let's do it. I want to get some good netherite gear. Yeah. Whoa. This place looks creepy. Wait, are there phantoms? Oh, brother. Alright, let's explore. Ooh, yeah, this looks cool, man. It's hard to see what is a structure and what isn't. I'm assuming there are some custom structures. Ooh, there's a lot of endermen. I do want to get a pearl. Oh, wait, what is that? What is this thing? There's like little wispy spirits. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I was gonna say I wanted to get a pearl to make a magnet, but not if I'm gonna get chased by demon spirits. Let me get my plane. We'll fly around. Let's see what we can find. Whoa, what is this? It's like purple, and it's green, and there's like mushrooms in the wall. This is crazy. Wow, look at this. This is so cool. Oh, there's another portal right there. Wait, there's like fossils with moss growing on them. That's so cool, bro. And there's a forest. Wow. What is that down there? I haven't seen any structures yet, but it does look really cool. There's like a player-built bridge, looks like. I'm definitely seeing a lot of portals around here. People have been exploring. Oh, is that a fortress? I think it is. Yeah, let's check this out. Oh, wait, there's a skeleton. Yeah, let's see if we can get some blazes and skulls. I don't know if I'm going to really need them, but I just want to explore. Gosh, this fortress is punishing. Oh my god. Jesus, this fortress is ridiculous. There's so many skeletons in here. It might be good for skulls, though. What is that? Oh, like a magma spawner? Oh wait, I'm getting kind of low. Magma flower seed survives on magma blocks. Whoa, I have no idea what this is. Botany pots. Interesting. What's the chest? Ooh, 2 diamonds. Very nice. What a joy. I guess no one has been to this fortress because there's no torches anywhere. Fine by me. Ooh, armor trims. That would be cool. Maybe once I get netherite. Oh, we got a dice. Yeah, so this is the accessory booster type of thing where you can slot it into your accessory. So I will put that on my miner's rune. Yeah, like that. So I just combine it in the crafting grid, and then now I've got a 20% higher chance to get accessories when they drop. So that's pretty useful. Got a horseshoe accessory booster. I don't really know what luck does. Is that for more, like, better loot when you open a chest? Because that might not be that bad. I could see the utility of that. To go like this to get a gold version. Nice. That's like, what, 50% better? So I'll put that one on my adventurer's kit. This one makes loot better the farther you are from your bed. So now I've got like a super lucky adventurer kit. I love this kind of stuff, man. This is what I've been talking about the whole video. Just, I love to get loot and to get legendary modifiers and all that stuff and rank up my gear. It's so fun. Oh, look at these bows. Scatter crossbow, power bow, hunter's promise. That sounds cool. I was never that into World of Warcraft, but I did really enjoy playing it casually back in like 2017 or something. I just love games like that where you get more gear and set bonuses and stuff. I don't know where that skeleton is. Oh, here he is. So much loot. I actually really want to get the endless backpack if I can in this video, like go all the way. I gotta fight the wither and then... Actually, wait, I thought people were saying that all of the dragon's heads have been taken from the end ships. Is that true? Is anyone selling them on the server? I would buy one. I have 4. You need a dragon head to get the final backpack. Dude, it was brutal. I am unstoppable. You get so many tools, bro, from all these elite mobs. That's crazy. But they are definitely a pretty good challenge, the elite mobs. Wait, am I gonna make it? I'm not. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, it's one of these little goblin trader dudes. Yeah, the vain goblin trader. So you can trade him for... Oh, excuse you. Scaring off my client. Get these fools out of here. You can, like, you know, trade him 4 ancient debris to get 5 scrap. So it's just, like, a little bit more efficient. Jesus. Like, look how many swords I've gotten just from, like, the elite mobs. It's crazy. Hey, not the only one that can fly, bitch. Pretty close to getting heavy armor mastery here, which gives you more strength when you have a lot of armor on, which I definitely have, because I've got diamond armor. That'll be nice to get. Ooh, dripstone necklace. You get an extra heart and 10% damage reflect. That sounds good. I'll swap that out. I've got this necklace on, the citrine one, but it's not doing anything for me. I'm not using spells or healing or anything. All right, well, I've looted pretty much the top, so now we can go back down. Golly. Oh, I got a skull. Finally. Might get a few more of those. God, the nimble is so good for getting around the fortress, man. Oh, what on earth? What did I do to deserve this, huh? Oh, you want to go, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought, fools. There we go. There's heavy armor mastery. Nice. That's pretty good. So I have, like, constant strength, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, strength 3 all the time. That's nuts. Oh my god. I was like one-shot everything, pretty much. Look how many tools I've gotten, bro. That's ridiculous. Oh, yes. Nice. All right, I think I've looted the whole fortress pretty much. I went down each way. I think I got all the loot. So very productive. I mean, I got so many tools, man. I ranked up my skills a little bit more, but I want to keep going. I want to get some more skulls. I would love to fight the wither and upgrade my backpack. Just need one more skull. God. Whoa! Dude, this is crazy. Whoa. Oh my. Whoa! How did I end up down here? I went blind and then I just fell down. What the fuck is this? What is going on, bro? My god, it's like a demon dog just came out of nowhere. Jesus. Drop some fangs. God, there's so many blazes here. Probably easier to just play in third person, honestly. When there's this much going on the screen. Ooh, there's an onyx. This boosts the overall efficiency. That's actually a really good accessory. And damage to man, there's so much stuff. Wait, was that a diamond witcher sword? Excuse me? Where did that go? A diamond witcher sword, I can be Geralt. This is actually such a good way to rank up your skills, man. If you're on the SMP, like there's just an endless supply of mobs, it feels like. Oh, I'm a lot slower now. Oh, my boots broke. No, the nimble boots. It's actually kind of bad that we have fire stick turned off because the fire from the blazes never goes away. Man, I'm so slow now. 0 luck. 2.5 luck, right? Was I getting luck from my... Oh. From my armor? This is crazy, dude. Actual chaos. God, what the fuck? This is a war zone. Still only have 2 skulls. My god, there's so many blazes. Maybe I could like try to use this bow I got on them. It's not that effective though. I only have 12 skill points left and I want to make sure I spend one of them on the path of the berserker. So like what else can I work towards? I think Twin Strike might be a good one. There's not that many more melee related ones. Yeah, we could do Twin Strike. Like a full melee build. Pocket Piston. Finally, there's the 3rd skull. Okay. Perfect. So now I can fight the Wither. And I might just do it here, man. I got this whole sand is right here. Let's just dig into a little cliff, because I don't want him to fly around. Got so much loot from that. That was ridiculous. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Dude, he's making quite a ruckus up there. What are you gonna do about it, huh? There we go, baby. That was cute. Cute attempts on behalf of the Wither, but no match for me. What do you drop? A netherite double axe? What on earth? Alright, man. Well, that means I can get the next backpack, so let's upgrade it. Just take the backpack like that, and then you go like this with soul sand. And there it is. The withered backpack. So, now, I've got a good amount more room. Got a couple extra rows down here, so I'll be able to put a lot of my loot in there. So now I've got the backpack. That was a big objective. I do also want to do some mining in here because you can get netherite scrap, as you saw, from just mining netherrack if you have the Lucky Rock accessory. And there's these post netherite things, like these rubies and sapphires that you can upgrade your netherite armor into, like a ruby armor set, right? But I don't have netherite yet, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm just going to focus on getting netherite. You can get a lot, honestly, really quickly. And I picked up quite a few of these pickaxes from all the elite mobs, so I might as well use them up. And then hopefully I can walk out of here with some netherite tools. I just got to find a bastion, though, because I need to get the smithing templates, right? Make sure to do that. Oh, here's some straight up debris. A 3 vein. Wow. On the fortress again. Is this a different one? Wait, I didn't loot this stuff. It might be. Oh wait, no, maybe I have been here. Yeah, I have been here. Okay, never mind. Alright, well both of my insta-mining pickaxes broke, but I got 17 scrap there and 4 debris, so that's like, what, 4 or 5 ingots worth of netherite right there? That's pretty good, but I don't have the templates yet, so I think I might go back up and get back in my biplane and then try to find a bastion. That was fun, man. That was a crazy fortress. Had some close calls. That was a lot of fun. There's got to be a bastion out here somewhere, though. That looks player built. Look at this thing. Oh, wait, I can get a pearl here. Look how many endermen there are. This must have been cleared down by some players, though. That looks abnormally flat. Yeah, there we go. Got 4. I think I've got the materials for it. Oh, I don't have lapis, though. I need lapis for a magnet. Oh, well. Oh, nice. Nice try, bitch. There is no way I'm going to find my portal, by the way. I'm going to have to make a new one. But I got a lot of obsidian from that fortress, so it's not a big deal. There's another fortress. I mean, do the netherite upgrade templates spawn in fortresses? Because I could try to loot this one, if that's possible. I'm not for certain, though. God, there is so much lava here. What? Piglin up there. Where there's piglins, there's bastions. Oh my god. See ya. Bye, girl. Yeah, what are you guys gonna do about it, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Oh, there goes my helmet. Oh, there goes my chest plate. I'm bleeding. They did something about it. Going to the nether is clearly the... Oh, shit. The best way to get XP. I was so far, bro. Like, I was in the backwoods of the nether there. Like, getting back to that spot, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh, man. Man, oh man, oh man. I mean, how on earth, like, is it, like, if the chunks are unloaded, my stuff won't despawn, but, like, I don't know where the chunks are. That's the problem. Do I dare try again? Do I try to find it? My stuff will be there, but I had so much stuff. I had the Wither backpack. I had all of the gear I got from the fortress. Oh god, that sucks. All right, let's I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it an honest crack. That's too much stuff to just let, you know. Maybe I'll try to make a biplane and fly to it. I don't think I'll be able to get there on foot. I have to fly there. So I have to make a new plane. I didn't think piglins were gonna be that, like, brutal, bro. I mean, there's only like 6 of them. It wasn't that many. Okay, regroup. I can do this. I'm telling you, man, the game will humble you when you think you're doing well. Okay, so how do you make a biplane? I know you need we need a boiler for the plane. What's the recipe? Okay, so there's the 3 hull casings. And we need to make the propeller. Let me just get a little bit of food before I go. I mean, if there's one saving grace, I didn't lose my skill points. Like, I got a lot of XP from fighting those mobs, and I got stronger that way, but it's not. It's a small consolation. The big thing that I lost was definitely my loot. Oh! Hello, Peptic.
Hello there.
Are you trying to taunt me that I'm not going to get my stuff back? Oh.
No, I'm trying to help you.
You're going to help me?
Yeah, why not? You lost a lot of stuff.
I lost literally everything, yes. I think it was this way.
You remember where it were?
I think I started going this way. And can you climb on these? Oh, you can't. Okay, well this looks familiar. I think I got in my biplane and then I went straight. I think I went left up here. And then, that's right, there was like this purple forest. I went through this. Let me go above. Or no, I did go through it. I went through this thing. That's right, this looks familiar. And then, that's right, there's this forest here. I think it was just over the hill is the first fortress I found. Right, there's that portal. So the forest was here, and then the fortress is over the hill. Oh man, this biplane is so much worse than my last one. It's like it can't climb at all. Or here, I'll just go underneath. That should be fine, right? Wasn't the fortress like right here? I could have sworn the fortress is over here. Was it not? Maybe I'm a bit lost already. That tree looks kind of familiar. Oh wait, that's right. There was a bridge built by a player. You can't kind of see it right straight ahead. Okay. Maybe it wasn't as early on as I thought, the fortress. You had to go a little bit farther. Alright, I remember that bridge, and then I remember that canopy right there. Someone built over their portal. This is feeling correct. And that looks kind of familiar. Bridge over the lava. I'm a wee bit lost now. I'm not really sure where I'm going. Oh wait, that's the fortress, right? Back there? I think I just saw it. Oh, I'm on fire. Yeah, here's the castle. Okay. This is good. I think this is the same fortress. Maybe? Oh, maybe it isn't. Maybe this is a different fortress. There's no fire everywhere. And those chests are unlooted. Okay. Maybe this wasn't the fortress I'm looking for. Yeah, this one's definitely different. Okay. Gotta regather my bearings. Oh, I just wish I wrote the chords down, man. That would have made this so much easier. Let me try to retrace my steps back this way. I'm getting chased by a phantom. Leave me be. Nature's biplane. Leave me alone. I don't have anything to defend myself with. Okay, there's the canopy again. Maybe it was more to the right, the fortress? Like, this part just doesn't look very familiar, but I know that I flew by that canopy. Maybe it was just farther. Maybe it just wasn't as, like, it wasn't that fortress. Maybe it was just straight ahead, like, we'll just keep going this way. Oh, wait, that's the fortress. Yeah, you see all the fireballs coming at me? That's right, okay, that is the fortress. So then I went this way. I remember this giant magma mountain, and then I flew kind of this way, and then we fought the Enderman on this like flat bit down here, I think. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, we flew through this biome. I think I'm getting close. There was, wow, another fortress is right there. I think it was kind of just straight ahead this way. Now from here, I'm kind of lost. Oh, leave me alone. There's another fortress down there. Like, where did I go from here? This is where I'm kind of lost. Like, did I go to the right? Did I just go straight through the biome? If I start to see unloaded chunks loading in, then I know, like, I haven't really been this way. Like, I didn't go that way, because those chunks would have been loaded if I did.
Oh, flow.
Oh, Peptic, you scared the shit out of me. I think I'm getting close. I think it was, like, right over here. I feel like I was kind of over here, maybe? Defend me, Peptic. Thank you.
I was playing such calm music.
Yeah, oh! What? No, no! Oh, I have to make haste. Oh man, I am so lost. This looks like somewhat familiar terrain though. Maybe not though, like all of that is unloaded. Oh shit. Get the plane.
Yeah.
I think it's just over here.
Okay.
Yes, my stuff. It's right there. It's right there.
Oh no.
Wait, are they calm? Wait, I can just pick it up? Oh
Yeah,
my god,
yeah.
we got the stuff.
Okay.
Oh my god. Yes,
There's so many
sir.
trinkets still here though.
Oh my god, never thought I would see this stuff again. Oh, look at all the gear. My flamingo. Thank you, Peptic. I could not have done that without your help.
No problem. Now, do you want to take the safe aircraft back home, or do you want to continue exploring the nether?
Well, yeah, that's right. I came here for a bastion. I still haven't found one.
Yeah, no problem. I gotta go now, but come check out my runway later.
Okay, I will.
Bye-bye, Flo.
Bye. Man, that was crazy. That was a search and rescue, bro. Oh man, I never thought that would get the stuff back, honestly. Well, there's a lesson, man. Never give up. Never give up. Never throw in the towel. You can always get back up. Man, look at all my stuff. Yes, it's still with me. So that's right. We still want to get a bastion. Still got to find those netherite smithing template things. But I am back in the game, baby. Be more methodical. Oh, my bastions are so hard to find, man. They're pretty rare. Whoa, what are those? Magma bees? Those are funny looking. There's another fortress. It's too bad that the templates don't spawn in fortresses. Oh, and another fortress right there. Yeah. Once I get the templates, I've got what I need. I'm so glad I got my backpack back, because that is a really hard item to replace. The diamond one isn't that hard to get, but once you go into like the nether, like wither tier of backpack, like you're going all the way. You don't want to lose it. I keep seeing those little quartz things. I wonder if that's a structure. Let me check it out. What is this thing? Is there a chest in here, or I don't know what this is. Weird. There's another fortress. Where are the bastions? Oh, is that a bastion? I think it is. Yeah, that is for sure, right? Okay. Yes. There we go. Perfect. All right. There's got to be a template in there. I will land right there. All right. I got to be very careful, dude. Clearly, I'm not as powerful as I thought. I got taken down by just a group of pigmen last time, and the piglin brutes are even harder. So just be careful. Oh gosh, they're playing the war drums in there. Oh, see, there's so many of them down there. See, I don't want to get into like a melee fight with those guys because they do so much damage. But I don't have any arrows, so I might just have to like dip once I find the first template. There's a chest right there. If I can get to it, maybe I'll be fine. Netherite fireball template. That's not what I'm looking for. There's a lot of them down there. Ooh. Okay, this could work. Okay, there we go. Ooh, 3 chests? Yes. There's gotta be a template here. Oh my god, bro. What is that? That's a diamond sword? Doesn't look like one. Man, still no template. Is it safe? Oh, there's some chests. Oh, hello. Okay, they're all down there. Alright, we good? I think it's safe, right? More or less. Now, if they're not in here, I don't know what to do, man. There's ruby upgrades. Oh, man. I only got netherite. I mean, that's fine, but I still don't have the templates to use them. Maybe someone is selling them on the SMP. Like, I could buy some templates from someone for, like, gold or diamonds or something. Unless there's some other chests that I might have missed, but I think I got most of them in here. Like, this isn't a full bastion. It's like a half bastion. Alright, well, let's get back in the plane and keep looking. Jeez. I'm gonna try a little bit more looking. It was hard just to even find one bastion, though. Oh, here's a mega bastion. Here we go. Here's the money. There's gotta be one in here. Okay. If I don't find a template in here, bro, I'm gonna crash out. This has to have one. Like right down there in the center. Okay. Safe? Oh, yes. Yes. There we go, baby. Look how much loot is in this chest. Jesus. That's so much. I might want to just make a portal and come back here, honestly. That's crazy. 2 stacks of arrows, like 7 different bows. My god. 2 ingots, too. And the netherite double axe. Okay, well now I can rest easy. I'll come back here to loot this maybe another time. But yeah, let's get... Well, my plane's on the roof, though. Let's get that. There we go, baby. What a journey, bro. That was a nether adventure right there. That was crazy. Alright, let's get out of here. A stack of obsidian, that's nuts. Alright, let's get home. So, oh, I spawned in a cave. Alright. I probably am not going to come back to this portal, let's be honest. Alright. So where am I? I don't think I'm anywhere close to my base. I'm just getting a plane. I mean, I see a beacon way in the distance. That's probably spawn. So, I'll just try to go in that direction. Look at that crater. That looks cool. It's like an asteroid crater. That's so cool. There are definitely a lot of beautiful spots, man. I've got like an endless amount of building spots on the Flow SMP. This forest, like that's so cool. Whoa, look at that church. Is that player built? Wow, that's cool looking. Let me check that out. I've never seen that before. This has to be generated, but wow. Oh, it's a pillager outpost. Oh, that's cool. I don't have the room to loot it, but just wanted to check it out. Look at this view, bro. My god. I'm hoping that I'm coming in the direction of my house and I don't have to go to spawn and then cross the world to get to my house. Because that would mean I would have been like 20,000 blocks away. We'll see. I don't have a lot to go on still. Not a lot of landmarks out here. Jesus, look at the view, man. It's so pretty. Oh, wait. That is Tide's End down there. That's the biggest city on the Flow SMP. So that means that spawn is that white thing, like that white glowing thing. And then my base is like another 5,000 blocks from spawn. Man, I really spawned in probably the most remote part of the world I could have coming out of the nether. Like that's Tides right there. Looks so cool from above, man. But yeah, I just recognized that. Okay. That glowing white sign is the Flow SMP sign at spawn, so we got a little bit more of a journey. Here, I'll fly by it while I'm here. Yeah, this is where we had the Flow SMP ball. Look at this place, bro. It always knocks me on my socks. This is where we had the ball and the auction. So cool. Being in here is almost reminding me of when you finish an RPG game like The Witcher, and then there's no more quests to do, and it's like, I've been here before, but all the people that used to be in the game aren't here. Like, it's just empty right now. And remember when I finished Witcher 3, and I just walked around the city of Novigrad, I'm like, where's all the NPCs, you know? Like, it was kind of sad in a way, but it's still cool to be back here. And we'll probably do another event sometime.
Hey, Flo.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. What's up, Jay?
I'm going to go hang out at my booth over here.
Yeah, what is that booth? Show me that.
So I kind of just hang out here when I'm working on something. And I see random people walk by, and then we have little chats about life and stuff.
That's cool.
And so you can either get advice from me or you can give advice in this book. So people are leaving comments here.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's just a place for me to hang out while I'm doing something else on another screen.
Right. Yeah, that's cool, bro. I like that. I like your wind chimes.
Yeah.
All
cool.
right.
Well, I'll let you be. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, good to run into you. All right, well, we got a little bit of a ways to go still. There's spawn up ahead, but we're getting there. This has been a journey, bro. I guess we might as well swing by spawn while we're here. There's the Great Plunger. Just kidding, it's Arcane University. I think Reggie built that. This is the town of Origin. Yeah, this place is pretty cool. There's like open mics, like a little event that's held in the tavern like once a week or something like that. And there's the actual spawn. I'm gonna still work on that. I built that blimp there, and I crashed it into the ground, and I'm gonna turn that into spawn, but I haven't finished it yet. What is that, by the way? Do you see that? What on earth? Putting some serious miles on this plane, man. Here's Arrow Point Bastion, a castle I built a while back. Place was cool. I did enjoy that. That's what I can do in survival. I built this in survival. Like, it's okay, but it's just not as good as what I can do in creative mode. Here, let's swing by the Solarpunk settlement while we're here. There's a little Solarpunk coastal city I started. Got some houses down there. Got a power station. And a old nuclear reactor. This thing is so cool, bro. This is where our end portal is. One of them for the server. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm proud of this build. It's hard to get out of here, though. But again, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, imagine if I built that in creative mode and I lived at, like, a nuclear reactor. That'd be crazy. All right, there's the house. Man, that was a journey to get home. I do feel a little bit badly that I've really only been living down in the valley. Like, I haven't really come up here much at all. and I might, but for now, I'm just gonna keep going down to the farmland. But man, that is such a pretty house. It's just like all my farming and cows and storage shed, like it's all down here right now. So I'll probably keep living down here, but I don't want to forget about that house because it was cool. All right, coming in for a landing. Look at that. That's crazy. Here we are. Home sweet home. What a trick. That was crazy. Alright, let me do some proper organizing. I just kind of threw a lot of stuff in here, and I don't want to get into the habit of that, because that's going to get really messy. I'll spend some time organizing. Alright, I think I got all my stuff sorted, so we got some more item frames and spots categorized. Took a while, but it was worth it. That's one thing that I feel like you just gotta do sometimes, man. You gotta just organize your stuff in Minecraft. You don't want to get too messy, at least I don't. But yeah, I think I want to do a build now. I've been kind of cooped up with the survival like stress, and I want to do something a little bit more relaxing. A couple of things that I'm still missing is, I mean, I guess the enchantment setup is fine up there, like that's fine. But I want to do some villager houses. I want to trade with my boy Clarence. So I think I'll probably do some over here, or maybe up the hill. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do some creative building now. Take off all my stuff. All right, so I would say we could start with some paths, maybe expand the farming area a little bit, but this feels like a good spot to do just like 2 or 3 houses. I want to get some Fletchers, some toolsmiths, and then we'll call it a day. All right, that's a decent outline. We could put like 2 or 3 houses in there. Oh, Piptic. Hello.
Hello.
I thought I saw your straw hat. Alright, so let's pencil in some houses. Same old design. With the same color palette. Probably only need like 2 or 3 of these things. It won't be that large.
If a floorboard cracks and someone falls through, they are done for. No.
That's the point.
I mean, if I try to build this fast, it's not that well.
When do I plan on retiring? Like when I become a dad, probably. I don't know. I'm always gonna work though. I love to work, but I want to be financially secure by the time I'm 30. Yeah, it's more just like I want to make sure that when I'm a dad, I'm not going to be like, oh, I have to go stream Minecraft for 12 hours, you know? I want to structure my life around, I want to do this because I actually want to do it, not because I have to. And I'm pretty far off from being able to do that, but that's the goal. I probably want 2 kids. Maybe 3, but probably 2. Both of these are in the wrong spot. All right, yeah. I think the house is done. I'm sorry I didn't really explain a whole lot when I was building it. I'll give you a tour. So it is a Clarence Club. It's got a pool. I don't have the villagers in there yet, but I will soon. Just have a lot of different spots for the villagers. So there's some in the front lobby. They got a sofa. Some more over here. There's one bed there. And then upstairs, this is just like a little foyer. I don't know. I just kind of filled the space. There's a balcony too. And then if you go in here, we have another room, 3 more villagers there, 3 more there. So collectively, there's quite a few. There's just not that many in each room. There's a couple up here too. I don't know if they would really fit, but there's a lot of cool little attic windows too. And then obviously there is the pool back here, which is pretty nice. So yeah, now it's pretty much ready to have some villagers move in. Do some trading soon. Yeah, it looks nice. It's kind of a weird shape. A lot of different wacky roofs, but I think it works well enough and it fills out the space. All right, I think that's a good amount of building and survival for the moment. Let's switch it up and do some talks again, man. I've got some good topics in mind. Do like 2 or 3 rants. So yeah, let's switch over to that. So I've got another topic here. This one is, again, maybe in the same vein. Maybe I'm kind of harping on the same ideas here, but this one I think is a little different. I've been thinking a lot about... I don't even know how to put this into words sometimes, but how do you be happy without a goal, or without feeling the guilt of knowing that you're not actively working towards something, right? How do you be happy just existing? I just feel like I'm not really sure how to just exist and feel content without actively pursuing something else. Like, oh, I got to be working on a video, or making sure that I'm keeping up with financial news, or working out, right? It's hard to just not have a project or a plan or some goal to chase, you know, without spiraling a bit that you're not working towards those things, right? I'm sure you guys can probably relate to that. And before I even really get into this topic, I do want you guys to let me know if you feel like you have ideas and thoughts about how you are content with not working towards stuff, because I know that I'm probably an outlier in the sense that I'm trying to retire early and that I'm so obsessed with working towards goals that get me towards that. And maybe some of you guys are probably like, hey man, I have a pretty simple life. I'm not too concerned about that kind of stuff. Here's what I do to be more content. Please let me know if you've got some thoughts on that, because I'm not sure what I'm doing a lot of the time. But yeah, so I feel like ever since I was a kid, and I'm sure everyone can relate to this, you just feel like the system is set up in a way where you always have something to work towards, right? When you're a kid, hey, you got to get good grades so that you do well in high school. And then you got to get good grades in high school so that you get into college. And then you got to do well in college so that you get a good job. And there's just always a goal. It's just the way that the world is set up. There's always a next step. For me right now, the next step is working towards getting a house. And maybe that's just the way that humans are wired, where we're always wondering what's next. I've heard that a lot from people like NBA players, where they win a championship and it feels like that is just like such a big goal to work towards, and that you're putting in hours every day to get towards that, and it gives you so much purpose. But the moment that that's over, you're like, what's next? And I think that probably is just kind of wired into our brains. But I do feel like our modern world is also set up in a way to further emphasize that, right? There's always something to work towards. And that's not all bad, of course. I mean, in a way that gives you a ton of purpose and it keeps you busy, keeps you occupied, and that's great. But I do want to know if I'm sure there is more to life, in the sense that, like, how can you be content knowing that maybe you're not working on a goal today? Like, maybe you're on vacation, and how can you just exist knowing that you're not going to be working on a video for a week, or that you're not going to be studying, or you're not going to be lifting weights during that week, right? I just feel like there's a certain amount of anxiety that I feel knowing that I'm not working towards those goals in those moments of downtime. And I know rest is important and vacation is important, but it's hard to detach, because my thought process is always, well, if I'm not working towards getting a house, then I'm not working towards getting a house, right? Like, I'm not getting closer to my goal. If I'm not lifting weights, then I'm not getting closer to that goal. And it's hard to remove the two, because I feel like getting those goals is what gives me that purpose. But again, the problem is that, well, what's going to happen after you hit that goal? Once you check that box and you've won the NBA championship, or you've gotten into your dream school, or you've graduated from your dream school, like, what are you going to do? Everyone is going to wonder that question to themselves after you finish something big, something that you really cared about and you dedicated so much of your time to. I feel like a lot of times, instead of feeling proud, you just feel kind of empty, because you're immediately like, well, I got to find the next thing, right? I need to move on to the next goal, otherwise I'm wasting my time and I'm just feeling aimless. I had just watched a video from, like, a short from this golf pro. I think he had just won some big golf championship, and he was talking like, man, you feel good for like 3 minutes, or maybe for the afternoon, and you party for a bit once you win the championship, but after that, it's like, I got to do something else, And again, it's complicated, because you are going to be very productive if you're always working towards the next project. But I'd be lying to myself if I didn't feel a little bit empty sometimes, and just kind of like, why am I doing this? Or, I mean, maybe that's not even the right way to word it, because I know why I'm doing it. And I know that I'm doing this to, retire early and to have a house and whatever. I know the reasons, but you still kind of feel maybe burnt out is the right way to word it. And maybe the way to say it is, I wish there was a way to feel like I'm working towards my goals, and I know that I'm getting closer to those goals, without also feeling burnt out as shit all the time. Because for me, I don't know how to be still. I don't know how to not be going on a walk in the woods and not think about the next video I'm working on, or how to just sit with myself and read a book and just be okay with that, right? Because my logic is always, well, I'm not putting money in my pocket. I'm not getting closer to getting a house. And it's like, even when things are going well in my life, like back in the fall, I was doing so well with YouTube. I had like banger after banger. There weren't any problems, so to speak, in my life. But I don't know, man. There's always going to be some sort of goal that you got to work towards, at least in my head. And it's hard to just be okay with the fact that you just did something awesome and that you can relax, right? I think maybe a part of it is that, again, social media and the world is set up in a way where if something is going well and you know that, hey, I just finished a really big goal, a really big project, let me ride that momentum. Because, like, so many people are so desperate for a good opportunity to come their way. I think about that a lot with my channel, where I know that even though I'm not, a massive YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination, I know that I'm already at a place where 99% of people would have tried and wouldn't have gotten to this place, right? Like, I know that I'm already in a big outlier position, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just trying to state the facts that I know that I've already got something good going here, and I would feel like such a buffoon to let that opportunity slide. And I think that's part of where it comes from. The world is set up in a way to reward snowball effects and momentum, and it's like, well, if it's already going well, then just find the next goal to work on and keep going, keep the treadmill going. It's probably easier to feel still when you know that either you've accomplished all of your goals that you ever will want to accomplish and that you are just content with your life the way that it's gone, or you have basically nothing going for yourself and it's like, well, I've got nothing to really lose or gain, so why would I be concerned about the future, right? And so that would either put you in the position of basically being like an old person that's retired looking back on their life of like, oh, well, I've already done it all, so why am I going to be concerned about the future? Or you're like really, really early on in your life and you're just kind of like, well, I'm still in high school, so I'm not that concerned about the future. And I'm in neither of those positions, so, it's just tricky. But I do think social media and capitalism, whatever you want to call it, does definitely play into this kind of thing. And it makes, at least me, feel anxious of like, well, shit, I gotta make sure that I'm working towards something because that's just the world that we live in. But I feel like that is not without its consequences. It's absolutely a hedonic treadmill of a system where you're always running towards the horizon, but never really getting there. Like you can always see it in the distance, but you're never actually getting to something. You're just on this endless loop of making money and going to work and going to the gym and whatever. And I think we all gotta admit that that's probably wearing us down a little bit. And maybe another way to word all of this is that it's hard to disconnect your identity from your achievements. I know that whenever I started YouTube, I was, trying to be very conscious of like, big YouTubers always say, don't tie your worth to your views. Don't be so concerned about your subscriber count or how much money you make or whatever. And this is not just a YouTube thing, it's anything. Don't be concerned about your job title in your company, right? Just be happy with where you are. But it's like, okay, easier said than done, my guy. Like, it's not that easy to be having a bad month at your job and to be like, oh, I'm just not going to let that affect me. Of course it's going to affect you. And people are just lying when they say that is something that you just got to be okay with, like, or that they would be okay with it. Because I think deep down, everyone wants to be heard and validated. That's all we really want. We want to just feel like what we're doing matters and that we're being seen and heard for doing that work, right? That's all we want. And when that doesn't happen, your identity kind of has a bit of a crisis. Like, I have tied my self-worth so closely to the output that I put out. And when I take a break, or when I try to just enjoy life for what it is, I feel guilty. Like I'm wasting my time, or that I should be grinding again, right? Like, even the rest that I take, I feel like I have to earn it. And that, it's just a hard mindset to shake, man. So, as always, I don't have a solution. If anything, I'm asking you guys for thoughts on this, because I can't imagine that I am, the only one that feels this way, and that I'm sure some of you guys probably have given this some thought, and that you might have some solutions for how you, shake this problem of feeling so concerned about, your goals and how to be happy without those goals, right? I'm sure some of you guys have some thoughts on that. So please let me know, because the real challenge is, for me, really not, how to find the next goal. There's always going to be an idea that pops into my head for a video to work on or whatever. The problem is how to be okay without a goal and to just enjoy the moment without having to have it lead somewhere else, right? I don't know, man. It's hard. Maybe it's another product of just being in your 20s, and there's so much pressure to make the most of it right now because time is the most valuable resource out there and that you got to make the most of it right now. Maybe it's just hard to get rid of that, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about this one. So here's a more standalone topic. I know I've been talking a lot about, being hard in your 20s and all of that, and maybe this is still going to fall into that line of thinking, but I think this one is a little bit more different. I want to talk about jealousy. I feel like you are absolutely lying to yourself if you said that you don't feel jealous about what you see on social media. That is the absolute core foundation of all of my financial anxiety, I feel, of all of the reasons that I want to become a top YouTuber and to make content that people value. It's because you want to feel seen and heard, and when you see someone else getting what you want, you feel jealous. Everyone feels that. It is a very normal human emotion. And it's not even that I necessarily want what I'm seeing on social media. I mean, I do in some sense. Like, I want to also be financially free, but it's not as though it's like you want the one-to-one replica of what you're seeing. Like, if you see someone that has, like a Bugatti or something, if you see like a dream lifestyle, like someone living in a van or whatever it is, everyone's got their own thing that they're jealous of. I think about that like, well, practically speaking, I don't really want a Bugatti. I don't want to pay the taxes on that. I certainly don't want people looking at me and drawing attention to myself. I hate being the center of attention. But there's like a underlying principle of feeling like, well, I want to be able to buy a Bugatti if I wanted to. I want to be able to just do what I want. I want to be able to go hiking on the weekends if that's what I want, right? And again, I don't want a Bugatti, but it's like we want to have the freedom that these people have. That's really what it is. We want to be able to have the ability to make our own choices and to not be trapped in our jobs, right? That's what we all feel. And I feel like we all get jealous and bitter about the fact that we feel behind and that everyone else in life is doing better than me, right? You're seeing their highlight reels while you're living just a mundane lifestyle. And it's not true, obviously. I mean, you are, again, seeing just the highlights. But whatever reason, man, we're just bad. We're really bad at not comparing ourselves to others. I'm not going to do the whole comparison is the thief of joy because you've all heard it a million times, but it's true. It really is true. You can't compare yourself to others if you want to be content with your current lifestyle. But I mean, I do it too, so I know. But let's get into it. I feel like at the crux of it all, social media is the culprit. Like, obviously, you're going to wake up, you check your phone, and, before you've even brushed your teeth or whatever, you've already seen 3 people that are hotter than you. You see people that are richer than you. They're on a vacation. They're trying some cool pastry in the Alps or whatever. And you're just sitting at home in your bedroom with your Cheeto finger dust playing CSGO. And it doesn't feel good. It's not even that it's these people's faults, like they're just out there doing their thing. That's how they make their money. Like, this is how I make my money. I know in some way it's a little bit ironic for me to say this because I'm sure some people look at what I do for my job and like, well, man, if I could just play Minecraft and talk about my life and make my living that way, I wish I could do that too. I know it's a little bit ironic, but, this is just how the world works, Like, people are going to do what they're going to do, and you're going to log on to social media, and this is just the way the world works. Everyone wants to share their life on the internet. But I can relate to the sentiment is what I'm saying, because I get on social media, and I can't help but be like, man, I'm really just here in my room doing what I always do, and I wish I was out there doing XYZ. The grass is always greener. That's my point. And social media really creates this illusion that everyone else is moving forward and you're motionless. You're still. You're not progressing. Everyone else is, and you're not, right? It's not true, but it really feels that way sometimes. But when you really think about jealousy, because that is the topic for this chat, I don't even really think jealousy is about other people or what they have. It's really just that it spotlights your insecurities, Like, when I see a great group of friends on social media, maybe it just means that I've been feeling kind of lonely. Or when you see someone doing so well, or they're showcasing like a day in my life as an investment banker, or here's my investment portfolio, right? It just reminds you like, well, man, I don't have that much money. Jealousy jealousy it's definitely a very loud emotion, but all it really is just a messenger. It's telling you like, hey, you're not okay with this part of yourself right now. It's not that these people that you're seeing are bad, or maybe some of them are a little bit braggadocious, but it's not like it's malicious or anything. It's just that you are looking at that and realizing that, oh, well, my waist isn't as small as that girl, or I don't like the way that I look in the mirror, right? Like, it's not because of them, it's because of our own internal insecurities. That's what I'm saying. But I just think it's made worse by the fact that we're not really having deep, meaningful conversations about jealousy. It's just kind of like gross to admit that you're jealous. It feels like something's wrong with you, and we have surface level conversations. You'll see a podcast where some guy is talking about don't compare yourself to others and just be content with your own life, but it's hard to really listen to that when that person is living your ideal life. And again, I want to acknowledge the irony of me saying that. If someone wants to do what I'm doing as a job, and like I used to have a 9-to-5 job and now I'm making Minecraft videos for a living, and it might appear as though I'm living the perfect life to some people, but it's not that way, man. Like you might be jealous of what XYZ creator is doing and you wish that you could do exactly what they're doing, but we're just people, man. Like, everyone is just a human. Even the most top artists or people that you follow, that you look up to on Instagram, are human just like you, and they are probably insecure and jealous about someone else. Everyone wants what they don't have. That's really what it comes down to. And it feels so easy to think that, oh, I'm immature or petty, or that I'm negative because I'm jealous, or that I'm, toxic and bitter and ungrateful, that I don't have $1 million yet like this particular person on the internet has. There's nothing wrong with jealousy, man. It's so normal. It's existed since the dawn of time, that you were jealous that your neighbor had 2 goats and you had 1 goat, back 3,000 years ago or whatever. I mean, it's normal. It's to be jealous is to be human. That's just a very normal emotion, and we want to feel like that it's not a part of us, but it totally is. And I don't think there really is ever a way to get rid of that. It's not like you can not be jealous. It's just probably a natural byproduct of thinking that I'm not where I want to be yet. And you can probably treat it as a motivator, because I would hope that when you see interviews of billionaires and they're retired and they're just chilling, I would hope that they're not jealous that someone has $10 billion while they have $5 billion. I would hope that you get to a point of like, I've got enough now, I'm fine, and that I'm just going to be content with my life. I would hope that eventually jealousy can be conquered. Maybe that's naive to think, because in a lot of ways, I probably should be more relaxed in the position that I am at my age, and I should recognize that I'm doing perfectly fine. But hey, maybe I'm just wishful thinking, Because again, I think that a lot of us are going to always feel like we're on that treadmill of thinking, oh, if I just had what that person had, I'd finally feel okay. When I'm finally rich, I will, I'll be completely content with myself. But of course, that's just not how it works. I feel like I saw a clip from Jim Carrey the other day where he was talking about this, because he's been famously quite a outsider to Hollywood, and he doesn't give in to the typical whatever agenda of Hollywood. He's his own person, and he said things before like, man, you can have millions of dollars and be completely successful from society's view and still be incredibly unfulfilled and maybe jealous that you don't have what this other actor has, right? And I've been grateful to hear words from someone of that level of success that, hey man, I feel in some ways the same way you do. And you can always say like, oh, that's just celebrities trying to appear as more humble and to pretend that their $100 million net worth is somehow not influencing their life in a positive way. Like, I know there's a part of that, and some people try to appear more humble than they really are, but still, I think there's something to be gained from listening to people that have already gotten to the top of the mountain and to realize, hey man, they still get jealous too. So I guess what I'm trying to say with this talk is that if you've been feeling jealous lately, it's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you are immature and petty. You're probably just a little insecure like literally every other human on Earth. It doesn't mean that you hate people or that, that you are ungrateful for the opportunities that you have. It just means that you probably need to reevaluate and reconnect with what your goals are, and to realize like, hey, maybe I don't need to have a super yacht. Maybe I just want to have this and a fulfilling lifestyle and people that listen and look up to me. I don't need all this extra stuff. Jealousy can be a very powerful tool to cut away the parts that, like, cut away the fat, basically, to get rid of the things that you know are not really that important, that, like, hey, I don't really care about these Instagram highlight reels that I'm seeing. That's not really what I want. Like I said earlier at the start of the talk, I don't need a Bugatti. I just want to feel like I've got the freedom to make my own choices and to not be bogged down with financial stress. I think we can all relate to that. And jealousy can be used as a powerful motivator. It's not a threat. It's more just like a signpost to show you the path of where you want to get to and avoid the pain. Jealousy can show you that you don't want to stay here forever. You don't want to sit in your pit of misery forever. You want to get out of there. And once you know where to go, you can actually start doing something about it. But until then, I mean, I know I'm still going to be comparing myself to others. I'm still going to want to be more successful and make more money, but hopefully I will be a little bit less jealous than I was yesterday. That's all you can really hope for. So here's another topic, another one to scratch your brain to. I have been thinking about the internet a lot. I don't really know who I am without it. You know, like the chronically online idea that we've all heard. I want to talk about that a little bit. So I grew up online, like most of us did. I can't imagine there's that many 40, 50-year-olds that are watching that didn't really grow up with the internet, at least not in the way we did with social media. And, you know, our humor, our references, the memes, music taste, everything, even the way we talk, you know, like slang, it all kind of came from the internet, you know, like YouTube and Discord, and I never used Twitter or Reddit, but like, you know, those things. And it's not like the internet was just there and we just grew up alongside it. It influenced us. It shaped us, our personalities, and maybe it didn't fully shape us, but it definitely has created a shared personality type that I think we can all relate to. Like when I'm on the internet and I'm playing games with people, you just kind of get each other in a certain weird international unified way because we all grew up with this thing. And in a way, I think that's a good thing. You know, it brought a lot of us together and we have shared ideas and the ways that we think about the world now. And I think before the internet, it was easier to be in your own bubble. And I mean, you can still be in a bubble, but like where you grew up physically without the internet was completely different than somewhere across the world. And, you know, maybe to a certain extent, it still is very different, but I think the internet has brought a lot of us closer together. And I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, I've started to realize that I don't really know what is me, you know, and what stuff that I absorbed from being chronically online and what truly is my personality, right? Because when you're a kid and you're younger, you're like a sponge, you know, you absorb anything. Kids are very impressionable, and the things that they are taught, they will take in and listen to, and that becomes their personality. And so when you grow up with the internet, with all this online stuff like memes and videos and drama and different slang and whatnot, that kind of becomes your default worldview without you even realizing it. Like the way that I joke with people, you know, the slang of, you know, being like, oh, my attention span, it's cooked. You know, like the way that we talk, the way that we even process emotions and stuff, and the way that we are overly desensitized to things, that is probably because of the internet, you know, and it's filtered by the trends and the ways that we consume content on the internet. And that, I think, could be the scary part. The fact that the internet isn't just where we go, it's like who we are. It's kind of where we were raised. And maybe that's not wholly a bad thing, but it does have some consequences to think about. And don't get me wrong, I love the internet. My job is from the internet. It's helped me in so many ways. It's helped me make friends and connect with people and have a medium to hang out with my old friends through stuff like playing Civ 5 on Discord and just playing Minecraft together. It gave me a platform. It's given me everything, pretty much. I owe so much to the internet. But it's also kind of terrifying how dependent I am on it and how much we rely on it, and that without it, it's like, well, I don't know what to do with myself. Like when the power goes out, I sometimes get a little bit depressed and directionless, and like, well, I mean, what am I going to do? Read a book in the dark with a candle? Like I'm some sort of 18th century, aristocrat? I don't know. Probably not, right? And this internet just has this weird pull where it's like you can't even help but pull your phone out when you're in a line because you need to have some way to connect with the internet because you're so incapable of just being by yourself in a very analog way where you're not connected to the cloud and you're not looking at shorts every possible second of the day. You're not scrolling. It's weird, man. It's really weird. It's like we don't know how to be just with ourselves sitting in silence anymore. I don't feel like I've personally gotten to that place, and I feel like sometimes when I'm standing in line and everyone else is on their phone, I almost have a weird like ego and badge of honor. I'm like, well, I don't need to be on my phone, and I feel like it feels good to just be standing there being like, I can just exist and not have to go on my phone. But at the same time, I'm not acting like I'm some saint here. Like when I'm in my bedroom and I'm waiting for like a video to upload and I'm just sitting here, I'll often just scroll on my phone. Like I absolutely will look at YouTube Shorts, and it's not because I'm wanting to, it's just because it's been engineered to be really stimulating and interesting. And it's kind of crazy to think about how dependent we've all become to the internet. And again, I don't know where the line is between knowing whether or not my personality is actually me, or if it's just because I've been so shaped and molded by the internet and the things that I have seen. Because I want to emphasize that point about desensitization, if that's the word. I do feel like the internet has come with some really big consequences, and I don't know if it's a good thing for just your random teenager or kid to just be able to go and look at anything on the internet. Because, dude, I have definitely have some long-lasting, I think it's fair to say trauma, like straight up like symptoms of trauma sometimes of like, I've seen some crazy stuff on Reddit, I'll just put it that way, and stuff that I probably shouldn't have been looking at when I was a kid. And it does make me think like, man, that probably has some lasting impacts, And it creates a weird, almost like Stockholm syndrome in a way. I think that's the term, right? Where you're kind of like dependent upon something that has harmed you. I think that's correct, right? It's like you have spent so much time with this one thing that has given you so much, and that you have been so elevated by, because I do think the internet as a whole has produced positive influences for society. At the same time, it also has brought many negative consequences. And to me, I have definitely consumed content and seen things that I wish I hadn't. But in a way, it makes me even more inclined to stay on the internet. It's weird, man. It's like, it's not as though I go back to that type of content, but I do think like I've almost like bonded, like trauma bonded in a way with the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like this has been such an integral part of my life, for good and for worse, that I can't imagine ever not having it. It's really bizarre, and I probably haven't thought about this enough to fully articulate it, but I think some of you guys can probably relate to what I'm saying here. And I want to emphasize that I do think that the desensitization that we have probably all experienced is probably a bad thing. I don't think that's a revolutionary thing to say. I don't think that's a good part of the internet. I think that in a lot of ways it has made many of us less empathetic. When you see someone really struggling overseas in a different country and you're over here sipping your coffee in your nice chair in your air-conditioned room, like it's made us very desensitized and lost touch with some of that empathy. And I don't know what the answer is to that. I think that's just kind of a byproduct of the internet. When you're able to see everything and you realize just how messed up the world is, it makes you kind of develop this mental shell of like, oh, well, that's kind of crazy, but I've seen that kind of thing 50 times already. It's not really that crazy to me now, And I don't think that's a good thing, man. I think the only thing that you really can do when it comes to that kind of thing is just to recognize like, man, that's kind of crazy what I just watched, and to not just be like, oh, well, whatever, I've seen that kind of thing before. Like, actually be conscious about the content that you consume and think, yeah, maybe I probably should get off the internet a little bit. Because as a whole, I do think that if you are like me, where you have this idea that you don't know who you would be without the internet and you feel incredibly dependent upon it, that you should probably touch some grass. Like, it feels good for me to just take a walk in the woods. I really do enjoy that. And I feel like that kind of thing should be built into our lives more often if possible, because there's a lot of bad things about the internet. And I don't think that you can honestly, in clean conscience, say that, oh yeah, it's been nothing but good. Like, no one is going to say that. It definitely has brought a lot of bad things, the internet. And again, I'm not going to have a solution for this. As always, it's kind of just spitballing ideas, but I just want people to reflect on it. You know, I don't think any of us are going to suddenly become forest monks and go off grid and you know, only live with solar panels and rainwater. I'm not saying we do that, but I do want people to just think, who am I without the algorithm, without the internet, right? Think about who you are as a person, independent of all of these platforms and websites that we use, because it's important to know who you are at the end of the day. It's good to slow down and just feel human, and to not just think that you are just some NPC absorbing all of this data 24/7. Like, just take a step back, go walk in the woods, and just think sometimes, and sit on a bench, you know? Think about who you are as your name, not your alias, not your Minecraft username, not your Twitter handle. Don't think about how many followers you have. Just think about who you are as a person. You have to detach yourself from the personality that you have built on the internet. And I feel that too. I know I have probably developed a certain YouTube persona. You know, I am behind this alias of Flow State, and you know, that definitely has influenced who I am as a person. And I want to make sure that I never lose touch of the fact that I am still a person. I'm not just an avatar floating around in a Discord call. It's hard to connect with that fact as every year goes by, that you are just a person and that you can detach from the internet from time to time, but just keep trying, because it's important to stay in touch with that part of your humanity. So I've got another topic here, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this before. I might have briefly, but I want to talk about what it feels like to be a man and to be a guy nowadays, because I feel like a big descriptor you could use on how it feels to be a guy, particularly in Gen Z nowadays, is directionless. And it's not like you feel like you're falling apart. At least I don't. You know, I feel like I'm still showing up and making stuff and supporting people like my girlfriend through school. But deep down, I just feel like I don't really know what to do half the time as a guy. I don't know if they don't really ever taught me how to figure it out, or what the core principles are that you should embody as a man. You just kind of have to figure that out yourself. And I feel like a lot of guys have resorted to the internet dads, you know, the Andrew Hubermans, the Jordan Petersons, you know, those kinds of men. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with everything they say, of course not, but I do feel like a lot of guys, they look towards male role models on the internet, or maybe some other examples is like Dwayne from Dry Creek Wrangler, or Noel Diesel, I think is his name, Dazel, you know, that giant bodybuilder guy. Like, there's just like male role models that we look to, because a lot of us didn't really have strong male role models growing up. But yeah, so I think that when it comes to being directionless, I think a lot of young guys, they grow up with this weird combo of pressure and silence. Like, there's this unspoken expectation that you're supposed to figure life out and be successful and be a protector, you know, like a strong male figure, you know, stay strong. But no one ever really sits you down and explains how you actually do that. Like, you're just kind of expected to know, you know, you're a man, figure it out, get a job and be confident and find your perfect partner and be stoic, but also be emotionally available and make sure you lift weights too and be muscular and make tons of money and be a good person. But like, oh, is that all? Is that all you need? It's like, where are the instructions? You know, like, I don't know how to really be all of that at the same time. I'm just trying to keep my head above water half the time. And if you don't have a strong role model or older brother or dad who talks to you about this kind of stuff, then it's really easy to just drift. Like, you wake up one day and maybe you're in your 20s, maybe you're in late 20s, like you're 28 or something, and you're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I know that I'm supposed to be a man, and I'm supposed to go to work and come home and be there for my girlfriend if you're fortunate enough to have one, or I got to make sure that I'm, you know, staying fit and also make sure I get my hobbies in, like play some games, whatever. But it's like, none of that feels like it's necessarily building towards something. It's just kind of it's directionless. It's really what it is. It's different than the previous talks I was having about, having a goal and making sure that you're working towards something. Like, being a man and embodying the qualities that make a good man are not necessarily goals per se. They're just kind of like tenets to follow. They're principles to abide by, like being honest and empathetic and being gentle, but also being strong. Like, you don't just, like, I mean, I guess you can work towards that, but it's kind of just feels like a thing that you're supposed to embody. But I don't know, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of, it's not like a goal that have clearly outlined steps where, okay, once I do this, I will finally be a man. It's kind of just like principles that you want to make sure that you are fulfilling. I think it's definitely gotten better with recent years. That, like I said, there are definitely male role models on YouTube now, and there are definitely positive influences, but I feel like still there just needs to be more talk about it. Like, you don't have a lot of people to go to, at least I don't in my personal life, of a male role model where I'll say, hey, let's talk about this thing. Like, it's not like it's easy to do that in real life for me. And I think that it's just kind of a long-standing culture where, at least with my friends, we're able to have deep conversations if we need to do that, but it still feels like it's not effortless, and it feels still kind of taboo to, go up to your friends and be like, hey guys, I gotta talk about something. I'm feeling kind of directionless right now. It just feels kind of icky in a way to be a man and to admit that. And it's admirable. It absolutely is the right thing to do, to admit when you need some help. But so many guys are bad at that, man. It's probably one of the biggest weaknesses of men. And I think it's probably a cultural thing to say, hey, I need some help here. Because you don't want to appear like you need help. You want to appear strong and stoic and that you know what you're doing, right? That's what it means to be a man. But you just bottle it up. You maybe joke about it. You kind of throw hints around that you need some assistance, some guidance, but you're just going to probably inevitably push it down with your distractions or your coping mechanisms, or you pretend like you've got a big plan, even if you just, made it up on the spot. I know I've had moments like that where I kind of gave like BS answers about what I'm doing with my life because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to appear like I didn't know anything about my future. I wanted to seem like I kind of knew what I was doing, but you just feel directionless again. And inside, it's going to eat at you, that feeling of like, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be becoming a better man and being who I'm supposed to be, but I'm not. Again, I think it's a different thing because these are not clearly outlined steps to becoming a man. There's just little moments that are going to make you realize that you need to be better. Like, I think it's really good when you mess up and someone calls you out on that, because for me, I have become so much more conscious of that kind of thing. And I know, hey, if I'm going to become a good man and if I'm going to embody the qualities that I want to, then I need to listen to the social feedback that I've been given. Like, if there are people in your life that tell you, hey man, your jokes are just not landing. You're lying a lot, or what you're doing just isn't cool. You need to get your act together. You need to listen to those people. Like, if it's your parents or your friends or whoever it is, the best thing that you can do as a man is to recognize when you're messing up and to take some accountability for your actions and realize, man, I probably can do better than this. Because I have messed up a lot in my life, that's for sure. I've said things and done things that I regret, as we all have. And the best thing that you can do for your growth is to accept that and to say, yeah, I definitely am not doing the best job I can right now, but I'm going to try to do better. Because I think the most important quality that a man can have is honesty. And by a similar token, empathy. To recognize that what these people are saying in my life matters and their opinion matters. Because so many men are awful with empathy. They've got the biggest ego and they say, oh, I don't need to listen to that person, or my wife is just nagging me and she's annoying, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And that's how you end up divorced, man. That's how you end up breaking up with your girlfriend or doing things that hurt people because you can't recognize that your own actions have consequences and that you're being kind of an asshole about things. I used to be so much more arrogant and full of myself and thinking that I had it all figured out. And there's still a part of me that's like that because everyone's got an ego to a certain extent. But I feel like I've become a lot better about taking in particularly female feedback. I think the women in my life have been really good for me, like my mom and my sister and my girlfriend. And they can just refine you in a way that makes you a better man. Because women, they bring so much to the table, and it's like two halves to form a better version of yourself. It's like you can't really go through life only being with yourself or only being with your bros, you know? You have to have the other perspective because they bring so much wisdom and things that you didn't always consider. And like, they're not always going to be correct, obviously. Like, the male perspective brings a lot of valuable insight too, but I just want to emphasize to other men out there that you should listen to the women in your life. There's so much to be gained when you let your guard down and finally accept, okay, I probably don't know everything here, and I'm going to listen to this person. It doesn't have to just be the women in your life. It can be anyone that's in some sort of position of authority, or they've got some wisdom. Maybe it's your boss, maybe it's a mentor of yours. Just to be a man is to get rid of that ego and say, all right, I'm going to listen to see what you have to say because it might be interesting. You just got to be honest and empathetic and considerate of other people's opinions, and to not be so defensive, because that's also a big weakness of mine. You tend to get very defensive and thinking that you're right, you know? You got to get rid of that, man. Or you got to lessen that somehow and to just put your guard down a little bit. Because it's hard. It's hard for men to be vulnerable like that and to admit when you're wrong. I know it's tough. No one wants to admit when they're wrong. But that is what it means to be a man. I mean, there's so many ways to be a man. This is just scratching the surface. But I think that if there's anything to take away from this particular topic, it is to be honest and to be upfront about your mistakes and to accept when you've done wrong and to know that you're going to do better. Because everything can start to fall into place once you're honest. It's really hard to be a good man and to progress and to improve your character when you're just being this disingenuous version of yourself, when you know that you're lying, when you know that you're not being upfront about your insecurities and your mistakes. You got to get rid of that, man. I know it's tough, but that really is the first step, I think, to becoming a better man and to being a less directionless man. Because I did open that talking about how it feels like we are often directionless as men. If you are just honest with yourself about who you are and where you're going in life, I think you're going to find some more direction. And to close it, I want to emphasize that it's not a matter of weakness. You're not weak for asking for help or to accept and admit your failures and your shortcomings. That's what makes you human, and it's what makes you a man. It's okay to not know all the answers. I mean, you'd be ridiculous to say that, oh, I'm 23, I'm 20 years old, I know exactly what I need to do with my life. Like, come on, bro, let's be honest here. No, you don't. I think it's really important to not give up on searching for what makes you a better man, to keep showing up. You want to keep trying to figure out what kind of person you want to be. Because a man doesn't give up. A man is always going to try to figure out, what can I do to improve? No matter how many failures I might have in my life or on YouTube, no matter how many bungles of videos I have, I'm always going to keep going. You always got to stay curious and to keep that momentum going, because that's all you can do. You can always give up tomorrow, but you can't give up today. But I get it, man. It can be pretty directionless sometimes. I get it. But I hope that some of that gives you a little bit of hope and a little bit more direction in becoming a better man. But I think that's the last talk that I'm going to do for this video. I've done a lot. This has definitely been a more introspective video than normal, but I hope you liked all that. I hope you found some of those talks helpful, and give me your thoughts on any of them if you have some thoughts. I'd love to hear it. But let's get back to the game now. Okay, now we're back to the game. I know that was a lot of talking. That was like 30 or 40 minutes straight, but I had a lot of stuff on my mind, man, so hope you found those helpful. But now I want to get back to survival. So I actually have quite a bit of stuff now. I've already organized my inventory, and I got a lot of stuff from the nether. Like, I got a lot of tools from the elite mobs, these like fortune pickaxes, and I kind of lost a lot of armor. You know, like, I've just got like trash iron armor now, and I was thinking about just doing another mining trip. I want to start getting towards the end game content. The video is starting to come to a close a little bit, and I wanted to just make sure we do the end. I want to do maybe some trading. I know I built that house, but I'm not too concerned about actually getting villagers. We'll see if I do that. But I want to get some diamonds again. I spent all of them reforging my gear earlier, and I'd like to do some mining trips. But we could do mining trip and then maybe get some netherite, because I need to get the diamonds to duplicate my netherite smithing templates to then get the netherite armor. And then maybe after that we do the end, man, and then we'll close it out. So yeah, let's go down into the mines and get some diamonds. We'll still be here for a while. The video's not over quite yet, but just starting to get to the end game. Relax. Oh! A little early for this. What? Why am I on fire? It's not chasing me, is he? Alright, I want to start working towards getting a super pickaxe, like a efficiency 4. Yeah, that'd be good. Jesus Christ. Good morning. Oh, someone missed. Oh man, I almost thought that fell down. Okay, sorry. Bye, girl. Do I read chat? No. Man, I don't care about your shriekers. Relax, relax. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Oh, this is actually such a good way to get XP, man. I'm at level 37, just mining skull. Hey, how you doing? Can't see me up here, can you? Ooh, playing with fire. Let's go up. Let's go back up. Ooh, no way, diamonds. Take those. I'm trying to get the super pickaxe, because if you get smelter, which smelts blocks and ore into their respective item, and then you get mending, you actually get XP from mining stone, because it's cooking it. So it's like an endless loop. So once you get those combo of enchantments, it's like game over pretty much on your pickaxe. Just like infinite XP, and then you get basically infinite diamonds and iron and copper, because you also get that from the lucky rock from mining stones. So it's just like such a good combo. But I gotta get those enchantments first. Ooh, smelter, no way. Yes, let's get that. And efficiency 4, nice. So now we're just looking for unbreaking, and then I can go find a mending book. Perfect. Easy dub. I might honestly just get a lectern block and go down to the village down there and get a librarian. I know I built that house, but I want to get this pickaxe done really fast. Oh wait, I can't fly in here with him? Also wait, he's a farmer. When did that happen? Can I not like hop in the boat? No. Alright, we're just gonna have to bring him back manually. It's not that far. He's riding on my back. You a Fletcher? He's a vendor. Wait, what? What is this profession? What? I've never seen this before. Why are you a vendor? Is that from the cabinets? Oh, weird. Okay. The cabinet acts as a block? Okay, good to know. Okay, so now I can buy emeralds from him. I've not done that much wood chopping in this video. I should do some more. Okay, now let's go get him a friend. Librarian. Hey, get over here. Oh, wait. Come back. Stay indoors. Where is he? How would this work? Aaron's move. Put it like here? Why are villagers so goddamn dumb, man? Where are you? Where is he trying to go? What is that? Is that a runway? A gold-plated runway. Does this just go across the entire lake? Oh my god, it's like loading before my eyes. Dude, this must have taken forever to build. Holy crap. Wait, it's like a little cove town in here. And what is this? It's like a little jungle canopy town? Man, I love flying around the server and just seeing what people have been building. That's really cool. We're almost at tides. I think it's that beacon up ahead. I can swing my Peptix town while we're here. Goldfall. Straight ahead. Whoa. Does Peptic have an anti-air defense? There's a fireball that came over. Yeah, look at this place. It's so cool. Oh wait, there's Peptic. Hello, Peptic. Oh. Here, I'll land at his runway. Alright, I'm just getting a book from Tides.
Alright, do you want an anvil?
Are you crafting one? I can see you craft it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, sir. I'll repay you with interest.
Right. In Froglight?
We don't talk about it.
Okay, bye-bye.
What is this, by the way? I keep seeing this, like, candy cane land. What is this thing? It's really cool. I've always seen it from a distance. Man, the view just never gets old with photon shaders. It's so cool, man. These clouds are unmatched. Alright, here's Tides. Pretty much took all day to get there, but we are almost at the trading hall. They never did build a runway here, so I'll just glide down into the Tides End Square. Here's the main square. Alright, so I think this is the town hall. I think it's Victor's town hall, yeah. So in here, I think to the right, yeah, all the different enchantments. Mending, here it is. Alright, I got 4 mending books. And I'll put this on the pickaxe. Dude, this thing is a monster. Look at that thing. We gotta rename this. Let's call it Timmy T. There, Timmy T. Dude's a legend. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go mining, pretty much, and you'll see just how ridiculous this combo is. I gotta pay Peptic back for me for him giving me the anvil. So like I pretty much don't take durability loss, and I'm just getting diamonds and lapis and gold and stuff. Be really nice. Already gotten a stack of diamonds. That's crazy. Yeah, let's go give Peptic his payment for the anvil. Perfect. Oh, Peptic, you alright?
Yeah.
Did you hear that explosion?
No.
Oh, there's a creeper explosion down there. Alright, for you, for the anvil.
Oh. Oh my god.
Trust me, I got a lot. Alright, let's head home. Let me dump off my stuff and we'll keep mining. I'm just trying to get a ridiculous amount of diamonds so that I will have enough to reforge my gear, because I still don't have like all legendary unique gear. I mean, I'm wearing, you know, iron armor for God's sake. I want to get like all diamond gear, max it out to all unique modifiers, and then upgrade that into netherite, and I just need a lot of diamonds to do all that. Alright, here we are, back home. Dump off all my stuff, and then we'll keep this mining train rolling. Oh my god, this plane is so fast. Jeez. Okay, so I did get a stack of diamonds. I gave like 30 of them to Peptic, so I'll use this to make some armor. I need to get, wow, legendary off the bat, bro. I'm gonna still try to get unique, but that's really good. I'll reroll all of this stuff into unique items. I've got about 4 stacks of amethyst. You need 1 amethyst to reroll items, so hopefully this will be enough to get them all. I mean, I kind of doubt I'll get all unique pieces with only 45 diamonds remaining. I'll probably have to keep mining, but we'll give it a try. There we go. Oh wait, so when you get a unique item, you can't reroll. So maybe I'll just like spam click, and then that's how that works. Look at that thing, man. 10% speed, 50% durability. Man. But see, I'll just like spam click like that. Oh look, I got another one. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, I spent 45 diamonds. I'll need to get some more for sure to get these pieces here, and also reroll my tools, but yeah. I love this, dude. I love this part of the game. Alright, well that's pretty much maxed out. Once again, 20 more diamonds on that trip. Very nice. Let's go back up. Another round of re-rolling. Alright, there's another trip. Another 20 diamonds. Let's go back and reforge. Alright, and there's the final skill point of the mining tree. Look at that. Very nice. Alright, so we're back at Tides. I'm gonna buy some efficiency books. Let's see, where's efficiency 5? There's gotta be one here. There's one. Oh, there you are. Hello, Fabian.
Hello.
Thank you for showing me this place. Bro, oh my god, this place is huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a netherite beacon for a second. That's crazy.
Nah, it's my little gold ball. Emerald ball. One day maybe.
Wow, this place is huge. Wait, you have like 20 goblin traders. Okay, so this is the efficiency 6 pickaxe. So I should be able to buy it. Yeah, wow, that's sick. Okay, so then I'll combine. Should be able to buy it. Yeah, efficiency 6 pickaxe. So I should be able to buy it. Yeah, wow, that's sick. Okay, so then I'll combine this with my pickaxe and an anvil. All right, that was productive. Let's go to that desert now. Yeah, see you, Fabian. Wait, what is it? It's like a purple boat. That's weird. Alright, well here is the temple. And there might be some upgrade templates in here for topaz. Let's go check it out. Yeah, this has definitely been conquered already. Normally there's like mining fatigue that you get, but yeah, there should be some chests in here. Ooh, there's honey. Definitely a lot of stuff. Oh, here's like the pharaoh room. There must be some good loot in here. There's a topaz ring. Ooh. My god, there's like 12 diamonds in one chest. No templates though. There's no real point getting topaz if I can't find any templates. Alright, well I looted pretty much the entire temple and I didn't find a template, unfortunately. I got a ton of loot from it, but not the loot that I'm looking for. I can't upgrade my armor to topaz without getting the upgrade template, so I might just have to go for ruby, because I think I've got those templates back in my base. I'll go check. Do not break or place blocks. This temple is being used. Oh. Sorry. Whoa, look at this house, by the way. Now that's a cool looking town. Look, wait, I've never seen this place before. This is like a whole little village. That's cool. Yes. Finally. And And it's got reach on it too, baby. 4 diamonds to go. All right, so there's my unique netherite pick. And then to get rubies, you find those in the nether. And I don't think I have any yet. I've got this type of ruby, but that's not from the same mod. That's a different one. So let's go to the nether and try to find some rubies, and probably some more netherite wouldn't hurt too. Jesus Christ, bro. If I lost my stuff there. Wow, I'm still so weak. I have full diamond armor, and I'm... God, I get clowned on so easily. Where's the portal? That's the question. Gotta get my bearings somehow. Might as well loot this one. Whoa! Oh my god, that actually made me flinch. Oh wait, these are ruby templates. Oh my god, that's actually so good. Oh wow. Unless you're already on your way, but damn, that's a good find. God, that guy is so fast. Yeah, there's like an enraged, like, piglin elite brute down there. Man, look at all this loot. Jesus. Alright, I don't know where Fabian went, but thank you, brother. Oh, there you are. Thank you. Thank you for the help. That was a lot. I'm gonna definitely probably do a talk on that soon, by the way, of all the, like, people that come in the chat and... or they leave comments like, by the way, Jesus saves. Like, okay. Nobody asked. It's not even that I'm like a hardliner atheist or anything. I'm just like I'm just not interested in hearing anyone spout their religious ideals here. That's just not the place for it, man. Like, oh yeah, by the way, you're nothing without Jesus. Like, I get comments like that, and I'm just like, you think it's a meme? Honestly, yeah. Like, are people trolling when they do that? It's so annoying. I don't think they are, though, man. I think those people genuinely are, like, spreading the gospel, and they really want to make sure that everyone knows it, and I've literally, on the daily, I get comments like, hey, I just want to let you know you seem really lost, and just know that your life is not going to be complete until you surrender yourself to Jesus. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. It's so arrogant, and it's just like, oh yeah, your life is going to be incomplete until you follow my ideology. It's just... oh my god, the indoctrination and the arrogance of it all, it really annoys me. It annoys my friends more than it even annoys me. I just kind of take it on the cheek, but golly. Again, I'm not even that big of an atheist. I'd say I'm agnostic, really. I'm not convinced by either argument, but the approach that these people take is all wrong, in my opinion. People want to project their own values on others rather than just living their lives. That's the distinction, man, is that, like, I, for a living, pretty much share ideas and talk about what I think and my opinions, but you will never, ever catch me say, oh, your life is going to be incomplete until you listen to me and until you follow my ideas. That is so arrogant. I'm never going to do that to anyone, and I'm so irritated when people think that their way or the highway, and they think that this is the only possible way that you could be happy. It's so ridiculous. Like, why am I raging? Like, yeah, because I get these comments every single day, probably like 3 to 5 a day, and I'm always deleting them, and, you know, in the chat, people are like, oh, by the way, bro, God is good. Like, nobody asked. It's just, no one does it besides Christians. That's the thing. I don't see anyone that's Jewish or Islamic or Buddhist or whatever. No one else really does this. It's just maybe it's the way that Christians are taught. Or like, when I used to live in the big city, I would get stopped several times by like 2 Mormons. They're like, hey, can we talk about Jesus Christ? And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to carry my groceries home. What are we doing? You want me to just put my bags down and just listen to you talk about your ideas? Like, I'm not going to do that. It's so annoying. And it's only Christians and Mormons that do it. I don't know. It pisses me off. Because it always comes from such a patronizing place, and they think that, like, oh, you're just some uncivilized brute. That's probably where it all stems from. They think that they're saving people from hell, and that these people are just savage without the moral compass of Christ. And it's like, bro, you can be a good person and also not believe in Jesus. It's not like these things are mutually exclusive. Yeah, I don't need something else to tell me I'm a good person. Exactly, bro. It's like, it's almost insulting to them. Because it's like, man, if I didn't have Jesus, I would just be out there robbing people and committing crime. I mean, thank God for Jesus, right? Like, what, are you just incapable of having a moral compass and not go to church? Like, that's insulting to you. I don't know why you'd ever want to believe that, but maybe I'm just the opposite, where like, I've got my own set of beliefs, so I can't ever possibly imagine believing the way they do, you know, and we just can't come to an understanding. But if they just approach it of just like, hey man, you know, just wanted to put this out there, maybe you might want to consider my religion, here are my ideals, you know, if they did it in a respectful way that wasn't like, you are doomed to hell if you do not listen to me, maybe I'd be on board with it. But that approach is all wrong. I mean, it must work on some people enough for them to do it, because like, why else would they be taught in church to go out and spread the gospel? Like, it must work to a certain extent on some people, and it must work often enough that they think it's something that they should do more often. But, and again, I'm not like a anti-religious person. I'm not like confident that there is no God, but to say that like, oh, it definitely is this way, and if you don't believe me, then I'm gonna pray that you don't burn in hell. Like, come on, bro. Just like, can they not see how arrogant that looks? Yeah, no, I'm sure you guys are taught to do that. Like, I don't necessarily blame anyone that does it. It's more than I'm just like, question the beliefs. Because a lot of people, I've seen a lot of videos, like Johnny Harris made a video about how he left the Mormon faith and that he would question ideals, and, you know, Rhett from GMM, he's talked a lot about the deconstruction of his faith. Like, maybe give this stuff some thought. If you find yourself like a deeply religious person, like, is this truly the way I want to live my life? Is this actually a good thing to be so like forcing these ideals down people's throats? Because as someone that isn't from that background and experiences it, it really is patronizing and demeaning, and I don't think a lot of people want to be told that, yeah, your way of living is definitely wrong, and I'm gonna pray that you get out of it. Like, that just feels so icky to someone that isn't from the faith. Yeah, it shouldn't be forced, it should be offered. Exactly. Alright, I'm gonna go to the end now, see what it's all about. If I didn't explain that, by the way, I just wanted to do some end game progression, so I'm gonna go to the end, but we can keep talking about this religious stuff because it really is pretty interesting to me. Yeah, here we are, the end. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, we already beat the Ender Dragon. We did a event on the SMP, but we can fly out there. There's probably gonna be a gateway somewhere. Alright, I'm looking for ametrine out here. It's a special type of ore. God, the end looks so cool though. Look at this place. Oh, there's an end city. Let's go loot that. It's especially severe when you're a kid with hyper-religious parents. Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, if you have just one set of beliefs that you've been taught, of course it's going to be hard to imagine leaving that. But as you become an adult, I feel like it's pretty common for people to be like, is this actually what I want to believe, or is this just what my parents taught me when I was a kid, you know? Like, it's very inherited. No doubt about that. My parents never forced any ideology on me. They're not religious, really, but they would say they're like spiritual, you know, whatever that means. Yeah, look at this place, by the way, bro. This is so cool. It's like Avatar. Yeah, let's loot this place. There's got to be some good end-game loot here. Yeah, it's good to banter about. Yeah, I'll probably do a dedicated talk about religion soon. I mean, maybe I'm just getting my thoughts out right now with this rant, but it just gets to me because I get comments all the time about it, so I probably have more exposure to it than the average person, of people that are trying to get you to convert to their side, you know? It's probably not something you interact with much if you don't, you know, see people on a regular basis. But I'm constantly getting comments like that. Oh my god, bro. Look at this stuff. Oh, wait, there's caves? Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Oh, is that some? What is that? There we go. Yeah, here's some. That's Nicoium. Yeah, 21. Wow. So I just need like maybe 40 of it. It kind of acts like netherite, so it shouldn't be too hard to get. Some more? Like, look at this, dude. It's so cool. Like, it makes living in the end actually feasible. Look at that tree. Oh my god. Yeah, this place is really cool. Alright, let's head home. Alright, let's go upgrade my gear. Once I do that, I want to just farm out some skill points and really get into the tree that I've been working on, like the skill tree, and then we'll probably be pretty close to being done, man. This has been a hella sandbox. This is super cool. I want to revisit this idea for sure in the future. Let me empty out my plunder first. Oh my god. Where am I digging into? Dude, that actually could have been terrible. That was like the scene from The Incredibles. God, I've gotten a lot of diamonds though. Jesus Christ. Alright, there's a unique sword. Wow, that's actually pretty trash. Like, not really a lot of benefit from that, but oh well. Let's do the axe next. Okay, not very lucky on that one. Alright, there's my ruby sword. Absolute beast. Doesn't even fit on the screen. Dude, look at this thing. Look how quick it is. Oh my god. We could farm up some XP in the nether real quick. Dude, it's just not even close. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. This is crazy strong. Alright, man, there's the final skill point. of the main skill tree. That is so cool. Look at that. Got the path of the berserker. Oh, Peptic. Did you hear I was hungry?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you. I'm just resorting to stinky, rotten flesh.
I'll take that actually. I need leather.
I'll just take a few apples. Maybe a few carrots too. Here's a tip for your troubles.
Oh, thank you.
All right, dude. Yeah, so I've never done this. I've never actually finished this main skill tree, but let me tell you, this is by no means the end of this mod. There is now an ascendancy tree, and there's a specialization tree. So I just unlocked this by selecting the path of the berserker. So there's like specialized abilities I can get now. I mean, we are just getting started. We can get like specific abilities and more effects. I don't even know what any of this stuff does. And then there's also an ascendancy tree, which is gargantuan. I'm not going to do this in this video. This is just like, you know, you can essentially pour dozens and dozens of hours into ranking up your skills even beyond the base skill tree. So, really cool. Hey, what's going on? Get out of here, Cerberus. I'm getting chased by a demon dog. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more ranking up my skills. We'll keep going a little bit more, but I won't finish that because it can take you a very long time. Let me get my bearings, you guys. Jesus. I'm getting blinded. It's so fast, bro. The attack speed is crazy. Look at this. It's insane. Putting them through a blender. Okay, time to go, time to go, time to go. Ooh. No. No way. After all that, after the entire video, we are at square one? No shot, bro. I had my flamingo ready to go, and I got yeeted into the void, and I fell. Are you serious? Are you serious? I didn't even do that on purpose, bro. That was actually a straight up accident. But, oh my god. I mean, I can probably get back to that stuff. I know kind of where it is, but man, I have my biplane on me again. Oh, what's up, dude? Oh, wait. A biplane. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we can't go out like that. We got to end on a high note. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I kind of know how to get back to that spot. I think I know how to do that. We can do it. Okay. I know it's this way, roughly speaking. Okay, after doing this already once, I should have a good grasp on where I was, and I was a little bit closer this time. So this is doable. Yes, thank you for that biplane. Appreciate it. So you go through the enchanted forest. Oh, Peptic. Where was he? I heard his voice.
I'm behind you.
Oh, there you are. All right, I think I know where to go. No, this is not the end. No, sir. It's not strong. There we go. And then down through here, and to the left, and then there's the bridge, right? And there's the canopied portal. We keep going this way, and then we go through here. There's another bridge down below. Can you imagine playing this game without biplanes, bro? This is so useful. And then we go through here. The fortress is just over the clearing. And then so I go to the right. The flat Enderman farming spot is straight ahead, I think. And then I believe it's just kind of straight ahead, like right around here. Bro, wait, the anti-air defense is coming out. They don't want me to get my stuff back. Okay, I was right around here. I think this is, yeah, this looks very familiar. There's my torches. Whoa, oh, they ain't going down without a fight.
I have no idea even where you died.
Oh wait, Peptic, I don't have a sword.
At all?
I don't have anything. Peptic, defend me. No, no.
Oh,
do you have any food?
Here, dig into the wall.
I don't have a pick. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I think my stuff was like right. I like got yeeted over this way. Oh wait, there's piglins. Oh, didn't I get yeeted like into the void over here? Oh, there's a trader over there.
Oh my god, there's so many piglins underneath us. Oh,
I swear it was like right over here. Maybe it was more that way, or was it right here? Yes. Yes. Piglins ain't got shit on me. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, your boy's back in it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Peptic. I need vengeance. I gotta find a whole family and their whole bloodline.
Oh my goodness.
Where are they? Where are they? I'm bloodthirsty. Let me at them. Yeah. Come at me, little bitch, huh? That's what I thought. Oh, is that all you got, huh? Is that all you got? Oh, look at all of them. They're waiting in line. Yeah. Step right up, step right up. Die, die, die. Get up. Get me out of this cobweb.
My goodness, what am I hearing?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what is going on? What, is this all you guys got, huh? Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. They're summoning the whole Piglin Avengers. Okay, I might have gotten a little bit too cocky.
Maybe.
Dude, there's like 30 of them.
Look at them.
What is going on? Come at me, huh? Come at me. Y'all get. Whoa, what the fuck? It's like. There's like a whole army of them. Oh my god, there's like a whole. They're turning into a liquid. Oh wait, I lost my armor. I have no armor left. Oh my god. I have no armor at all.
What happened?
It all broke. Whoa!
It was the Sonic Boom scroll.
Channeling your inner warden? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here, let's finish him off once and for all, Peptic. Get rid of these last few stragglers. Get out of here. Whoa. Die, die. Everyone die. God, where are they coming Dude, that ability is so cool.
What do you need this XP for? Wait, no.
Nope.
I couldn't reach.
You alright down there?
Did you hear that?
I heard the lightning and the thunder. Oh, there you are. Oh, wait, it's not. Oh,
I'm blind.